Hello, everyone. I'm freaking back. Again. Imagine. Are you guys always up there? I thought you were down there. Not tripping. Weird. Why did I think you guys were in the bottom left corner? And am I getting gaslit? Hold on. Am I tripping? I'm genuinely not trying to take up time. No, you guys have always been in the bottom left corner. Where are you here? You're right there. Huh. That's weird. You guys want to chill out up there? I mean, you can. You can if you want. That's very odd. All right. Well, you guys can just hang out up there from now on. I mean, that's chill. I got no beef with that. Oh, no. Oh, we're on a delay. Oh, I didn't update the delay. I wish you guys would watch on Twitch sometimes. I'll be honest with you. I friggin' hate YouTube chat, man. It's so irritating. And I can't change it. And there's so many customizations. It's just like, bro, I want to live my life. Let me live my life, YouTube. And they're just like, no, it's impossible. Can't live your life. All right, well, y'all are gonna be on like a 45-second delay. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Nothing I can do about that. So take your grievances up with Neil, I suppose. Welcome everybody. 1 minute into the future, as you will find out probably. I am pretty much just no-lifing heroic ordeals for like 3 hours today, which is what that timer up there is mainly for, until I got wicked sidelined by whatever that is. Actually, should that... I don't think that timer was over there either. We're doing a chunk? No. This is it. I'm giving you guys 3 hours of my life. I decided. You can't bully me. You can't bully me. I'll get them done when I get them done. I didn't want to sit at my desk again for another chunk of my day, but here I am. I have to. I have to because you guys are bullies. Shame on you. Yeah, man. Look, it's a never-ending ordeal. All right, it doesn't stop. It will never stop. As long as the game continues, there will be heroic ordeals. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do about that. Can I update this? No, I can't. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. What if? Hear me out. Hear me out. What if? I do want to do a solid 3 hours. I feel like that's fair. But not UTC. At the same time, there is something else I need to do first. So let me do that. That's not updated. Let me, there you go. Allow me to do that. Okay. Allow me to do that. So that, you know, no one's robbed of their time. I'm still going to be here till 8:30. Well, that's fine, I guess. Wait, my hip is killing me today, by the way. I can't sit here for that long. I think it's the issue. My sciatica is acting up. I'm giving no context. I'm just putting 5 skull emojis in the notification for Discord. They will know. They will know what that means. I hope. Am I even in the right categories? Because I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. You guys aren't even responding because chat's like a minute behind. Ugh, this is gonna be a terrible experience. Okay. I am not in the right. I'm not in the right category. There we go. All right. I'm grumpy today too. It's not helpful. Ooh, vitamins. I had to take my vitamins. Not an ad, but I am an adult. It takes gummy vitamins. There we go. Okay. Before we get into the 3 hours of heroic ordeals, before I ruin my day with just marathoning heroic ordeals, let's get our daily polls done. I'm ready. I'm excited. F. That was embarrassing. I wasn't even on the right screen. That's crazy. We're only on day 4 of Everyday May, which I feel like does not bode well for us. Yeah, we don't need that. We'll go colorless. Every colorless poll is a chance at Kane. Because I am lucky enough to not get the focus and instead get a different 4-star. What's up, Storm Striker? Welcome in. Guy here. Kaze. Okay, this is the one. Sundays mess with my head. Yeah. We'll go from here. Sundays kind of mess with my head because, like, oh, which one do I pull? Am I getting the daily or the weekly one? Sad. Very sad. All right, that's all them. Compilation ends tomorrow. Very pog. Wait, is this literally the same one? That's literally the same one. Dude, that's crazy. All right. Let's get these done. Let's get these bad boys dealt with, so I don't accidentally forget about them later. There's too many to scroll through, man. Like, genuinely. Which confusing. I don't think Brave Dimitri's who I have. They have 2 of the same weekly banners. Ew. That's perplexing. At least they put the daily ones to the far left. That's helpful for me. As long as I scroll left to right. We'll go red. We'll go red. I think low-key, they kind of use the free polls as a reason to get you to log in daily. You know that? I think that's genuinely the reason. Okay. These end very soon. We did some of them. We did this one, because that one wasn't a high effort one. We got to continue with these real quick. I think what my plan has since become is basically just pulling, like, blue is so dodgy. I think we're gonna use our tickets. We're gonna pull every green one within that ticket spread. Does that make sense? So we probably won't go the spark. But we will at least maximize currency, which in my brain makes sense, I guess. Hard to say, really. It could just be copium. It's probably just copium. I appreciate the banners, but too many appreciate the summons, no too many banners, yeah. Yeah. And actually, you know what? When in doubt, we'll go for blue to maybe lock a Sita down. Maybe. Sad. I think, like, if they want to keep doing it this way, that's fine. But I think ultimately what they should do is change the layout, which I don't know that they would ever do, because I feel like a UI change is way more effort than they're willing to put into it. Is that crazy to say? I'm not trying to dog anybody, but, like, at the same time, you know, call it like I see it. I could really use some more Micaiahs, man. I found one in my what do they call them? Not barracks, reserves. I found one in my reserves. She was in the wrong. She was in the wrong funnel. She's in the wrong section. But I still have many far trace needs in my life. How hard is it to make a UI? It's, I mean, the actual functionality of changing UI, and I say this as someone who works in that industry, is not hard. UI change is not hard. The discussion around what it should look like from the business owners or the leadership or the stakeholders, that is a very lengthy process sometimes. That would be probably the most tedious portion of it, if I'm being honest. Ooh, ugly. All right, let's go red. We'll just go red. It'll be fine. Bum, 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 bum. I have heard the relaxed movement for so long now. It's starting to take over my brain a little bit. We'll just go with a blue. Not getting a lot of greens, which feels real bad, actually. I do feel bad. Oh, we still have 2 more. Okay. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Little by little. Believe. Believe in ourselves. Not a winter chaise, but a regular chaise. I wish they'd come up with a new 4-star that I really, really, really want to build. I don't know if they would do that, though. I'll tell you what. Though. I can't wait for my Stefan GHB. I'll tell you that. That's going to be lit. Mark my words. That's going to be a very exciting time. Was that really it? Is this how it ends? Okay, one more. One more. I need at least a crack at... Okay. 9%? A crack at something. Oh. Oh. This is tragedy. This is tragedy incarnate. Okay. I don't want to go past 20. Whatever the next circle gives us. Oh, so sad. This is so sad. This is so sad. All right, well. Let's at least get through, not that one, these guys here. Now, this one is a lot more complicated in that it's green and blue all the way down. All the way down. So, similar thought process. We're just going to roll every blue and green we can get throughout the ticket spread. And hopefully we have a lot more luck than we did on the last go bout, which was tragic. I think we're spent, chat. I think we're spent. You know what? I mean, honestly, I spent it all on the Marth banner. Or the Elm banner, whichever one you'd like to refer to it as. I think I busted it all there. Now I'm just broke. Broke, busted. Got nothing. Broke, busted, and botched, baby. That's me now. Washed up. Got nothing left in the tank. I don't know why that slow build made me think I got a 5-star. That was weird. That was weird. Ancient Zane is the new 4-star. Oh, true, actually. And he's a Grail, which is nice. Okay. We're Groundhog Daying right now. I think blue is the ideal anyway, right? Yeah. For my Lears. Green is good just from a duplication perspective. But I dare say Duo Lear, this is about the best share he's ever going to get. You know what? I think honestly it's just tickets. I rarely ever do well with banners that have tickets outside of like the forging bond stuff. But like any of the tickets that are gifted like this, it's always bad times. I feel like they secretly tweak the rates intentionally to like mess with you, which is illegal. Allegedly. This is strictly alleged. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. This is how I feel. It's my personal feelings. And not backed by any science whatsoever. Just manifesting my saltiness. Can I get literally anything? Literally anything. Literally. Anything. One thing, two thing. 3 tickets left. Okay. 2 blue. 2 blue is real. Bruh. Chad, this is what summoning looks like most of the time. I know how it feels to be a normal person now. I'm like I don't know what a good analogy is. It's like when I have to live the life of someone unlucky for a day. And I'm just like, wow, that sucks. It's like that. That's how I view it. Yay. I'm so happy. Humbled. Humbled is a good word to describe my feelings right now. Literally the worst option, by the way. Oh, literally. Literally. I'm physically dead inside. I have physically died inside. I don't think this is a free-to-play experience. I genuinely. My free-to-play account was very lucky. I think free-to-plays just like to use that as an excuse to be salty. Which you can be salty as free-to-play freaking Galapagos tortoise. Hey, there we go. Anything in between, whatever level of spend you do, you're allowed to be salty. You'll get no argument from me. We did hit the 20 mark. I think we have like 1 ticket left too. Again, Azura was probably the 3rd worst option out of the green. But I mean, it's something that makes me feel alive again. Nope, that was it. That was it. That's all she wrote. Okay, I'm going to try for a Mikhail one more time. I hate everything. I actually hate everything. Effie. Okay, one more time. Literally one more time. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. No.
Moose Knight 69 just subscribed for 1.
Moose Knight, shout out. Damn it. Not you, Moose Knight. The Ryson. Sad. Moose Knight, thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Okay. I think that's how this ends. I think sadly that this is just how this ends. Anniversary, my butt is how I feel about that. This, oh my god. is a problem, actually. There's too many. This is the real anniversary banner right here. That's how I feel about it. Elm off rip. Are you ready? Damn it. Okay, never mind. We're busted. Never mind. It's over. Yup. I will go for another Nell. Every time I go in here to off rip, there's no red. I want a delicious, oh my god, I finally got an Elm moment, but I never get it. I'm not allowed to have nice things, I guess. Alright. Let's get into the heroic ordeals. I got 70 orbs left. I'm poor, baby. Hell yeah. Can I sort by amount? Reward. I think that's what that is, right? Wait. Okay, that's not what that is. Otherwise, that would change. And it doesn't. Okay. Sure. All right. Hey, sure. Yeah, that's great.
Let me just...
Take a screen cap?
Coming right up. Lead away.
I would, but I have started already.
Slow down.
Oh my god. Dude, her drunk voice is kind of annoying.
Think about it.
Anybody else feel that way?
Coming right up.
Or we just tank that?
Slow down. I'll think about it.
That's crazy.
Let me just...
Bruh.
Coming right up. Lead away.
Bruh.
Slow down. Of course.
Bruh.
Let me just...
What? Okay, honestly, I'm not sure about this.
Coming right up. I'll think about it.
Oh.
Slow down.
Okay, we may have to not use active lookout to save our sanity.
Coming right up.
How do I...
Of course.
How,
Let me slow down. I'll think about it.
do I just need to do that? Bruh! Why are you so much better than me? What the frick? Oh, are we just more merged?
Coming right up.
No.
Lead away. Slow down. Of course.
Well, that's some nonsense. Okay, I don't know how to beat that. Just let her tank? Yeah, that didn't work. And I know you're on a 1-minute YouTube delay, but that didn't work. And I'm frustrated now. I'm gonna get so many signals on my watch telling me I've had an emotion response to something. Oh, we just want that. Okay. I'm so glad I never have to do this again after this. It makes me very happy. That is the true reward. It's not the dragon flowers. I took a picky. We got a pickature. It's not the dragon flowers of the reward. It's the reward that I get to ignore heroic ordeals again after this. Let Neathogre enemy phase the AI Neathogre. Guys, I did that. I did that. I understand you're on a YouTube delay. Go watch on Twitch. For the love of all God. We can't be doing this all day. Okay. We're officially at the 3-hour mark. You know what? I don't need Neathogre.
Let us advance.
Screw that. Screw that life. You know what I mean?
Let us advance. I will do it.
I've been saying.
It is my honor. I'll think about it.
Well, that's fun.
We'll do it.
I don't want to do that though. We're gonna wait. Can I just auto? Oh, that's nice. Without attack. Okay. 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 I do this. I still die. You guys owe me 20 gifted.
Keep it coming.
Verbal agreement.
Coming right up. Lead away. Slow down.
If it works, I will apologize.
Of course. Coming right
Which is
up.
worth more than money, I think. Many would say.
I'll think about it. Slow down.
That's probably fine. Oh my gosh, she's so annoying to listen to.
Lead away.
All right, Hill is gone.
Coming right up.
We're waiting. Chat, the game is cheating. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying the game cheats. All right, I don't want to mess with that. God, I hate Neath Ogre so much, dude.
This is the path
I
I
bet
chose.
Hot Snake Lady comes out. Y'all are like, KCB's all over that. No. To this day, I'm like, biggest red flag.
Of course.
No way.
Which way to go?
Ain't no way.
My next step.
Lead away.
Got it.
Which, by the way, nobody has to give me 20 gifted for the record. Oh my god, Corrin's also useless. Sorry.
Which way to go?
Actually, no, I'm not sorry. He is kind of useless. Nobody has to give me 20 gifted. I have a sense of satisfaction of being right, and that is worth more than money to me, I
My
think.
next step. Got it.
I'll just wait here. This will be fine.
Which way to go?
The timing. I'm going to have to bring a nuke to get the
This heat is nothing.
Neath Ogre, I think, which is such a bummer.
Let's go.
Of course.
Because I was really hoping.
Is it time?
Oh boy.
Sweltering.
Oh, I have no skills. Oh, I don't have any skills. Okay. Cool. Yeah, no, cool. All right.
Let's go.
That's chill.
Let's go.
Lead away.
Is it time?
Yeah, there we go. I think that's going to be the thing that takes the longest to deal
I'll think
with.
about it.
Let's go.
I'm already tilted
Sweltering.
3 minutes in by a Neath Ogre. Chaz is not going to go well, I'm afraid.
Rest your eyes.
My
Of
Tethys
course. Oh, let's.
is a bit of a god killer, so it's probably
I'll
fine.
think about it. Well,
I think we're probably chilling.
lead away. Of course.
And she's going to attack the peony. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah! There we go. Remove dance. I bet you feel silly on your little YouTube delay.
Good napping weather.
Okay, this is not going to go as smoothly.
What?
This part's not going to go
Of
as well.
course.
Guaranteed this. Yeah. Guaranteed this will go
I'll think about it. What?
much more poorly. Probably ain't no way.
5 more minutes.
Ain't no way you coming at me like that. Bruh. Wow.
What?
I'm offended. I'm offended by that. That's crazy.
5 more minutes. Lead away. Of course.
Okay, yeah, this one's gonna be a little tough.
I'll think about it.
We'll just wait. Okay, my Tethys is too strong. My Tethys is too strong. And that feels bad. Oh boy, okay, we're gonna skip dancers for now too. It's gonna be a nightmare. They're all dancers, as I say that. Every freaking one of them is dancers. Okay.
Exactly.
Get out of here. The go on you.
Hey,
Let's try.
We're chilling.
I'm not so sure.
Is this Todd Habercorn? No. Interesting.
of course.
Exactly.
That sounded like him for a second. That's confusing.
Let's try.
Chat, I'm already bored. Who you got for the next resplendent? I'll look for your answers in 2 minutes. Oh, God.
What should I do?
Actually, you know what?
Think about it.
It wasn't even Neathogre that tilted me. It was the YouTube live stream settings that tilted me.
Got it.
I was tilted before stream even started.
Lead away.
That's the crazy thing.
Setting off. What should I do?
Neil tilted me before any Neathogre could. Okay, she's got stuff.
Kill them all.
What's up, Soren?
I'll think about it.
Faster.
Of course.
Oh, I should have. Yeah, there we go.
Who made you leader?
Here we go.
I'll think about it.
Can I just...
Kill them all.
Whoa, chill, bro. Oh, be...
Faster.
Lead away.
Shwoop.
Who made you leader?
Okay. Okay.
Kill them all.
Whoa.
Of course.
Tight. Tight, dude.
Faster. Kill them all.
That works.
Who made you leader?
We clutch. Obero? Really? You're just saying that to make me feel better. Xander? Base Xander. Like Grail Xander? Like book 1?
Out of my way.
Wait, was he book 1? Yeah, he was.
What you need? I'll think about it.
Almost famously, he was book 1, right? We're just gonna chill.
Out of my way. Of course.
Oh, I should have taken that one.
Lead away.
That was silly. That was silly of me.
I go where I go.
Of course.
Oops. Maybe it'll be fine. Nope. That went too far.
I go where you dare command me.
I'll think about it.
Ah,
Dude,
I go where I go.
chill, bro.
Of course.
It ain't that serious.
You dare command me.
Oh, I'm just gonna get goosed again, bro. Golly.
Ah, I go where I go.
Lead away.
Okay, fine. We'll just do that. We'll do it the long way. So you don't get annihilated by a
You dare
citrine.
command me.
Of course.
God forbid I go about this the quick way.
I'll think about it.
Yay! We did it.
Forward.
All right. When we get through all the heroes characters, I don't know why I was
Of
expecting her
course.
to transform.
Forward.
Not at all how that works. Please don't die. Damn it. Can I just tank? Yeah. Not very well, though.
Forward.
Actually.
Lead away.
Wow, she took out my Tethys? God damn. That's crazy.
Forward.
My Tethys is a god. What we got? Wow, that's actually a huge bummer.
Think about it.
I
As you say.
think I have to run away. That was an interesting choice of AI decision making. Did I finish my thought?
Just.
When we get through all the heroes characters, I'm gonna go back and try and do the dancers and stuff.
Lead away.
If I did not finish saying that, that's what I meant to say.
I'll do all I can.
Cool. Clutch.
Yes. Of course. Where was that?
Tight. Vanheimer? Maybe. My Vanaheim pick ultimately goes to Tethys.
Say the
If
word.
I'm breaking this down in like a tier list style format.
At your command. Name a target.
What target?
I'll think about it.
Say the word.
Okay. All right. I don't like that. I don't like this situation down here. Makes me uneasy.
Lead away.
At your command.
Not a fan.
Of course.
Name a target.
Can you hit me? No.
At your command.
I'll think about it.
Say the word.
Cool. Oh, dude, my neck popped. That was crazy. All right, let's go with Rune.
I will try. Right.
You got it,
Of
Ash.
course.
I mean, Rune.
I will try.
I mean, Ash. Please don't kill me. Nice. Weak.
What now?
Weak cells.
Lead away.
Dude, these are some oldies on here. That's surprising.
I will try.
Okay. Wait, is it supposed to be harder with the max merge? Or nah?
Let me just.
I guess if I clear this, then that tells me everything I need to know, right? Oh, it is different. Oh, it is different.
Let me just. Of course.
Oh, it's different.
I'll think about
Oh,
it.
interesting.
Of course. Let me just. Coming right up. Lead
Interesting.
away. Slow down. I'll think about it.
Merged Ordeals being a little bit harder
Coming right up.
makes sense
Slow down.
on the snake, I think.
Coming right up. I'll think about it. Let me just.
Okay, maybe not. Hold on. I had a big chunk on her, though,
Keep it coming.
in that first one, right? That's not me hallucinating.
Slow down. Lead away. Coming right up.
I wonder if that makes a difference.
Let me just. Of course. Slow down.
Okay, tank that.
Coming right up. I'll think about it. Let me just.
Yeah, we take a big chunk. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. It is a little bit harder. Interesting.
Of course. Lead away. Of course.
We're just slowly
I'll think about it.
chipping away. Dog, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Huh.
Am I so useless?
Who's useless?
All right.
Aethrin thinks she's useless?
Lead away.
Is that lore?
They're on the way. Will you direct me?
I would argue Aethrin is far from useless. That's crazy.
I'll think about it.
Oh, this is going to be a problem.
All right.
Of course.
Nectar on. Will you direct me?
I'll think about it.
Brother.
All right.
Brother.
Will you direct me?
Come on, bro.
Of course.
Nectar on the way. All right.
Dude, that's
I'll think about it.
actually crazy. Okay.
Will you direct me?
Now what do we do?
Nectar on the way.
Of course.
All right.
Oh, because she can't fight. She makes you like invincible though.
Look for sunrise.
No? Do they not value that? Is that not something they see as helpful
Lead
or
away.
What?
do I have Kanto?
Hoping for a good year.
I do not. Live. Nice.
What?
I was worried because it was a Seth, you know what I mean?
I greet you.
Seth is a scary dude. Ooh, we're getting close to having to go back to all that. Dude, these sound so cool.
Of course.
I have to keep reminding myself that we're getting a brave version of him. I'll go down here, sure. Why not? I'll chill. I'll vibe.
I'll think about it.
Curse you, Silica. Let's chill.
Lead away.
Still dead. Yeah, okay. Let me just resituate real quick.
I'll think about it.
We gotta resituate that one
Of course.
with peace and love. Oh. Maybe the... Oh.
Lead away.
That's not helpful. Yeah, that's not helpful.
I'll think about it. Lead away.
Alright, we'll just vibe here.
Of course. I'll think about it.
I don't know. Did he have a ruby sword? I don't know what he had. I'm just conditioned to fear Alcest. Okay. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just bring you Naka.
Let me just
For like the next 5 anyway.
slow down. Give me an order.
It's just gonna take a minute.
You Naka here. Coming right up. What you need? Let me just.
Okay. Cool. So we got our 2 kills, which is great.
Slow down.
And then we'll just wait down here. Brother,
Give me an
how?
order.
Like literally freaking how?
Coming right up.
How in the world?
Let me just.
Wow. That's insane. Like actually insane. Lethality.
Keep it coming.
I believe that this should work.
Naka here. Slow down. Coming right up. What you need? You Naka here.
There we go. Oh, there. The VA strike. I can tell you guys what I think is going on with the VA strike. Actually, I can do you one better.
Hey everybody, my name.
Y'all can listen to Claude explain it. And we can have that play while I go through all this nonsense. How about that? It's 30 minutes. We have another 2.5 hours. No reason not to. Let me pause that. Let me grab a window. Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want a window. We want a display. Burp. There, how's that? We'll just go silent here for now.
So, we've lost our shared humanity over a f***ing gotcha game.
It's true. We have. Accurate.
Okay, guys, it's time we had a talk about Genshin, Hoyo, and the strike because, man, it sucks out there right now.
It
and
does.
Before I start, I do want to say a big thank you to
Maybe the
everyone
stream
who
will
I
get taken
consulted
down and then
while I was writing
I'll
this
be
script,
free.
okay? I talked with union members, I talked with
Imagine.
non-union members, talent and fans, etc. My goal here is twofold: educate and de-escalate. So a big thank you to all the people that helped me get grounded and get the facts before getting started. If you haven't seen my original video where I explain the strike itself, I'm gonna go over a little bit of it again here, but you might want to check that out first before diving into the incredible amount of nuance that I'm about to do in this video. First, this video is designed, and I want you to pay attention here, to outline facts. And in any case where I absolutely have to inject my opinion.
For what it's worth, oh, I died. For what it's worth, this came out a while ago. I think the foundation of the information is still good. However, there has been some drama about stuff that has been said. And I am unsure about where all of that lies. Just FYI.
I've done my best to make it clear that I'm doing so. It's not here to render judgment on studios or casting directors, Hoyo, the fandom, actors, nobody.
If I can interject very quickly, though, I think we should be judging the Hoyo players who are like really obnoxious about it. How are you healing yourself? Oh, Mystic Boost. Chat.
Reason I'm making this is because I've gotten so many questions and the internet situation is so weird every day.
Toxic.
Well-meaning individuals in the
He meant to say
community
toxic.
asking for updates on the SAG-AFTRA strike and recasts, etc. Stuff that most actors really don't have any insight on, right? We're just actors. We don't know what Hoyo is thinking, etc., etc. But given that nearly every social media platform has become a powder keg, I'm getting a little tired of seeing our shared humanity deteriorate over a gacha game, okay? The social phenomenon that is Genshin Impact and its follow-on Hoyo games have changed the voice acting industry and fandom in many ways. It's very, very unique. Some ways that I don't think are that great. This is my attempt to bring us back to reality with some facts. If you're looking for more toxicity or someone like spilling the tea, you are absolutely in the wrong place on this video. The other thing that I want to say is that I don't speak for any individual other than myself, even though I did a lot of research and talking with a lot of people to come up with the script for this video. The things I'm presenting here are what I believe to be true based on years of working in this industry, conversations with other actors, agents, directors, studios, etc., etc. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a negotiator, or anyone who has the power to go out and affect change, okay? I'm someone trying to spread understanding in my role as a teacher and an actor in a world full of viral social media posts that are both untrue and inflammatory. And that's what we need now. We need shared understanding, okay? This is my attempt to provide it. First,
I'm losing my goddamn mind, you guys. I hate healers. I'm so glad we don't get the answers that frequently. So glad. So happy about that. I'm tilted. I'm so tilted right now. Let me get Sleepy Girl. Let me give her something in here. Come here, Sleepy Girl. Let me allow you to kill something for once in your life. Ooh. Okay, what do you want? What do you want? What do you need? Go ahead. Let me know. Tell me what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Let's give you something great. Let's give you the friggin' Swiss Sparrow 2. You are not fast at all, actually. Never mind. What about the one that's not for fast? Mirror Strike 2. Let's give you Mirror Strike 2. And then you'll be just the strongest little fairy that ever lived. How about that? How about that? This does not... Oh, because her name's Miranda. That's why she popped up there. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Boom, bada boom, bada boom, bada boom. Excellent. Okay.
let's briefly recap the SAG-AFTRA video game strike. The Actors Union is currently on strike, which means its members are not allowed to work for video games only, for a select group of production.
I'm also going to give my take on this initially before. I think it's absolute garbage that any company will not sign an agreement saying that they will not use work from actors to then train AI to then replace the actors. That's garbage.
Companies in the effort of bringing formal protections into our contracts regarding our voices being used for the purposes of AI. This means
Okay,
that
now we got it.
actors who are a member of the union, SAG-AFTRA, are not allowed to work on those certain struck games from those certain struck companies. I'll say it again. The strike is for specific union games, for specific union signatories, for actors that are a member of the union. Games that are non-union, meaning that their companies are not signed to union contracts, are by definition not struck. In addition to that, games that started production before the strike are also not struck. It's a very confusing atmosphere, I know, but I can relieve that confusion for Genshin fans specifically by saying this. Do you know what company isn't in that select group of production companies being struck? Hoyo. I cannot emphasize enough that MiHoYo properties are not and never have been union games. Therefore, Genshin has never been a struck property. There are zero union rules governing Genshin or any MiHoYo game, period. End of story as of this date. This is not a debate. This means...
Chad, are you confused by that? Damn it. I wasn't paying attention. Are you confused by that, chat? Ultimately, what it boils down to... Oh, that's how I died. Ultimately, what it boils down to, I think, in a nutshell, is you had Genshin fans being reactionary and toxic the way they always are, not understanding that a lot of Genshin VAs were in support of the strike despite being... God damn it. Despite being in the strike. Or not being in the strike, rather. Right? And so because of that, I'm just going to get killed again. Oh my god, I hate Chroms. I hate Chroms. Forever and always. Hey, Chrom. What's up, buddy? Damn it! Oh my god, I hate this. Guys, I hate this. I hate this. I want to die. Put me in any Fire Emblem game with permadeath on, please. Anyway. This thing. There was a movement of solidarity that I think was mistaken for what is ultimately the actual strike. So you had a lot of Genshin VAs not wanting or refusing to do the work despite not being in a struck property. Right? And I think where the drama, if you want to call an entire industry trying to create a better future for itself, drama, the drama that takes place in that is ultimately going to be where people fill in for those replacement parts, right? And then people, because it's basically like crossing the picket, right? If you're on strike and you scab, right, you're dead to people. And ultimately that's what this is, except it's not technically scabbing because the work they're replacing was not technically in a union struck piece. Right? But I think the greater initiative overall is certainly worth the effort. I think that's where the drama comes in. I don't think that part gets covered in this. It's been a while since I watched it. But a lot of that has happened since. And I feel like a lot of people have been upset about the quote unquote ugly side. You know, let non-union VAs work if they want the gigs. Well, see, that's the issue. That's the issue, you guys. If non-union VAs work, eventually the industry is just gone. That's how AI replacement works. Okay? That's the problem. Paimon's VA, brother. Look, not every warrior in the fight for, labor rights is, yeah. But that is in and of itself the issue that you guys are pointing out. We'll just let the non-union VAs work. What's the problem? Well, because then the whole industry is eventually replaced by AI. Because the voice training is what they actually are after in that endeavor. It's not like, oh, well, all the union VAs are just trying to secure their union position. Right? That's not what that's about. It's about the inevitable replacement. Because governments have not put, in my opinion, proper labor laws into effect that would restrict that type of stuff. Right? So dude, I think part of it, honestly, and I say this cynically, I think part of it is honestly the fact that this is happening within a Genshin Impact property, right? And they are by far the most reactionary group, I think, in gaming right now. Outside of maybe the red pillars and why boobs aren't big enough in video games. Those guys are also pretty reactionary. But, like, you know what I mean? Genshin has always been toxic. Okay, there's many instances. The Google Classrooms, all those things. All those things have been because the Genshin fan base is kind of crazy. So, voice acting is the highest risk of AI. All borrowed AI is their soundbite. Okay, but like, I'm trying to be charitable here. Telling them to go pursue a different profession is like saying, well, if you don't like carrots, then just eat peas. Like, go find something else. Go do something else. That's just how it is. And in reality, it shouldn't have to be that way. Is that fair? Shouldn't have to be that way. That's like, if you don't like Donald Trump as president, well, go move to Canada. Right? That's not really resolving the overall issue. Again, trying to be charitable. I don't think anybody in this chat is out here trying to say, F them, replace their work. I don't think anybody in my chat would advocate for taking somebody's job away, because I don't think you guys are cruel people. Okay. But at the same time, it's a lot like the .com boom. There are not laws in place to regulate an industry that is ultimately the Wild West of job markets, because they see profit and they want to exploit that. And this is just another kind of pseudo loophole, as far as I can see, that they're utilizing before any kind of regulatory action goes into place. And because there is no, I mean, he'll talk about it, because I'm pretty sure he mentions like the state stuff. But there's no like federally regulated thing or globally recognized regulation that would otherwise prohibit the use of what is ultimately theft for the most part. Because, like, okay, look at it this way. Look at it this way. If your job is to write essays, okay, like say you work at a paper, or something, and you're writing stories, op-eds, whatever. That is basically you are selling an opinion piece or a written piece or a story to that publication company that can then go publish that and make money off of the ad page and all that stuff. But you've been paid for your work, right? The publishing company now says, well, you wrote down the words the, and, is, are, this whole paper. We're just going to rearrange the words into a different formula for a different piece. And then we're going to publish that, and then we're not going to pay you for it. Because we technically paid you once for all the words you've written. It's not a perfect analogy. Speaking and writing are two different things, obviously, right? But, like, I think we can all agree that would be fucked. And I think the most disheartening thing for me, because, again, technically it's legal. I don't think it should be. But the most disheartening thing for me is seeing people being like, well, just tell them to go do something else. Like, their shit's getting replaced in like 5 years anyway. If that. Probably sooner. It's the equivalency of being like, just go learn to code. You know what I mean? Back when all the manual labor stuff started going under, the physical jobs, agriculture, all that. They were just like, go to a code boot camp, dumbass. Like, duh. And me, personally, I feel like people should be able to live their lives in a way that makes them happy. And you should be able to preserve those types of industries and jobs to allow people to continue doing that. Because this isn't even like a science thing. This is strictly arts. This is the arts. This would be like if robots learn how to paint correctly. Then, like, painters don't exist anymore. Just get a robot to do it for free. You know what I mean? It's different where progress is the ultimate goal in things like science and the health industry and pharmaceuticals and things that help progress humanity as a whole. That, I think, is a great use of advancing technologies. This, destroying the arts, which is ultimately an expression of humanity, is a shitty way to use AI because you're taking away the foundation of why it exists in the first place. That's where I'm at. Okay. My 2 cents. Anyway, we'll get back to this.
And I want you to listen very carefully here. If the SAG-AFTRA strike ended tomorrow, this would mean absolutely nothing for Hoyo Games and its actors. If suddenly
I'm not goosed.
WB and Formosa, Keywords, all the rest, threw a ticker tape parade and said, we agree to all the actors' demands, yay!
Oh, this is a problem.
Nothing would change for Genshin or Star Rail or Triple Z or any other non-union game.
Oh, wait, we're
so
good.
point number one, please stop talking about Genshin like it has anything to do with the SAG-AFTRA strike. Genshin is not a union game.
I'm
the
good.
actors working on it are not working under a union contract. Period. Put a pin in that. Okay?
I got it.
Because we're going to come back to the idea of union and non-union actors in a minute. Now that we've sort of
Oh my God, we're almost there.
Non-union games. Okay.
Oh my God, we're so close.
Why the hell aren't actors going in to record lines for Genshin if it's not struck? When the strike happened, many Genshin actors got together in various disparate channels and decided that now would be a good time to try to engage with Hoyo and encourage them to take some action. Actors could use the momentum, the social momentum of the SAG-AFTRA strike to include Hoyo properties in the conversation. Again, though, it's not a strike, and it has nothing to do with the union.
So they're basically trying to get a really big ally on their side. TLDR. And if this does not prove to you that any gotcha gaming, any company, honestly, is just not out for the bottom line, I don't know what will convince you of that. Because they, as a giant space in the industry, could have a lot of potential in like setting what is quote unquote a standard. But they clearly have had no interest in doing that. Right. So now it's very quickly flash forward to the future where this was like 2 weeks ago. It's very quickly becoming like a noble death by those continuing to not do lines ultimately. Which I think is very fair. I think it's fair. Even my ass. Somebody could take my videos, turn into AI, and just replicate my voice. There's nothing stopping them doing that. Anybody who's striking right now or refusing to do work, they have a body of work that exists that is eventually going to be taken over. You know what I mean? Eventually, there will not be live concerts. It will just be holograms, artificially programmed to look like what you knew. They've kind of done that already. I think they did a Michael Jackson thing with that or something, or tried to do something like that. I don't know. Anyway.
Since this is not a strike, I'm not going to call it a strike. From here on, I'm going to call it a collective work refusal because it's not governed by any one body like SAG-AFTRA. There is no one result desired like a collective bargaining agreement, and there is no penalty for not participating, unlike the SAG-AFTRA strike. If you are a union member and you cross the line and record games you're not supposed to, you can be penalized. In a non-union environment, that doesn't exist. So, what did Genshin actors want? This is where some of the confusion kind of begins. The goal wasn't really totally clear. Some actors wanted them to sign a union agreement and flip union, become a union game. You might have heard this called an interim agreement, which just has to do with an agreement that's going on during a strike, or a full union contract.
Something to point out here, by the way. He kind of alludes to it. He doesn't go into a lot of detail. They did not have a strong unifying message on this. Everybody just kind of started doing it. And there was no I trying to think of an analogy. It's like, okay. It's a lot like when RFK Jr. says, we have an understanding that companies are going to take food dyes out of our food. So the collective agreement is like, well, we all just have an understanding that this is what we're going to do. Which, when you're trying to do a big movement and trying to get people on the same page with you, is not good. That's not a good thing. Obviously, right? He kind of I feel like he glosses over that a little bit. But to really reemphasize, it was like starting a race on one leg. Like, it's not the best way to begin.
There's some nuance of difference here. Because Genshin's an ongoing game, they're essentially the same thing. Others wanted them to just add AI protections into their non-union contract. Something like the Nava Rider, okay? Which is something that any actor can attach to any contract to legally protect themselves against AI exploitation. And some actors, understandably, didn't really know what to think about the whole thing, but they were motivated by the social side, solidarity, social obligation, community feeling, and they also refused to work. This is part of the problem of non-union games, or non-union anything, actually. Since there's no actual collective bargaining agreement governed by any union, it becomes difficult for a group of people to take a collective action. In social psychology, you call this...
Wait, are we actually through it? We're officially through it. Oh my god, we did it. Wait, do those count? Wait, do these count? Oh no, they have to have the flower. That's right. They have to have the flower and an X. Right? Okay, so I think that means we're officially done with heroes. Now we're moving on to Marth games.
Is a collective action problem. It's very complicated. So anytime a group of non-union actors tries to get together to achieve any result, it's hard. It's hard for us to communicate. It's hard for us to bargain. Since there are no rules in place, any actor is free to just disregard that collective effort at any time with no penalty. Unlike, again, an actual strike where you can get fined or kicked out of the union for strike breaking. So, as a result, some actors simply kept working. Some actors stopped working and then went back to work after only a few weeks of refusing to come in. Some actors stuck it out and haven't been recast. Some actors stuck it out and have been recast. Ultimately, the decision to work or not to work has become a very individual and not a collective decision. So you can see how the waters are already very muddy here. Now, let me muddy them further. In January 2020, a new California law, AB 2602, was put into effect. It says that unless there is very specific wording in a contract telling an actor that a digital replica, an AI clone, will be created of them, then it is illegal to do so. That actor must also be professionally represented and not an independent agent. Or the company may not create a digital replica of their work even if they put it in the contract. So an uneducated actor without an agent can't just accidentally stumble into a contract that steals their voice. Since, to my knowledge, no Hoyo contract specifically says they will make a digital replica using an actor's data, they are therefore, by AB 2602, specifically prohibited from doing so. Therefore, any California actor is now protected from having a digital replica made by Hoyo. This means that the barrier for returning to work for many California actors has been achieved. There's more. This law, AB 2602, only prevents a company from a one-to-one digital replica. So Hoyo can't take my voice without my permission and make Risley lines, but it doesn't prevent them from using my voice to train models or blending my voice.
And then the large language models is essentially what companies want. They want to train models to do that. Okay, they don't want to, they don't want to pay Joe to make Risley lines or whatever, and then use all those syllables to then make new Risley lines. They want to blend voices together. They want to melt and morph a bunch of words and voices together to make brand new characters. Ultimately what it's worth. Also, I think this makes a lot of sense too, especially with Duo Rhea, which he hasn't talked about it yet. Texas is very different than California, right? And I, before watching this a couple weeks ago, was a little confused about specifically Rhea's voice lines, because as we know, Sothis is also voiced by Faye. That's Cassandra Lee Morris, who I think is in California. Like there's three major places you do voice acting. It's either LA, New York, or Texas, usually like Austin, I think. But those are the main places you are typically at. Jeremy Lee, I believe, is in Texas. Which is why, if you go and look at Sita's voice lines from the recent Marth thing, the duo Marth, she's just not credited. But she is the voice of Sita. It's also why she wasn't credited in the Spring May voice lines. But it's why she was likely absent from Devotion Rhea, who was paired up with someone in California, which again is likely why you didn't have her speaking. I don't know. It made sense in my head, I guess, but we'll find out.
With another person's to create a new and unique voice. This is kind of like a weird, unclear loophole part of the law. I'm actually fairly confident will get clarified over time, but you also have to remember that the whole world is kind of in a legal flail right now, trying to catch up to the technology. As an aside, right, the NAVA rider and presumably the union contract would have that added layer of protection about training and blending. But we're not totally sure right now on the union contract side because that hasn't been agreed on yet, hence the continued strike. So we don't know what that final contract will contain. Genshin being under a union contract would also award the actors the added intended benefit of having the SAG-AFTRA legal team behind them. If Hoyo, or any company, decides to disregard the contract and make replicas anyway, it would be up to the individual actor to sue them in a non-union contract. A complicated, expensive thing to do for a single individual, to the point of, honestly, like near impossibility. I'm not gonna go toe-to-toe with Hoyo using my own legal team, which I don't have. But it's much easier for a union with 160,000 members in it to do so on an actor's behalf. Now, the historical effectiveness of SAG-AFTRA's legal team could be called into question here as to whether or not they would do the job or do a good job, but I'm trying to outline the principles here. Okay?
Notoriously have had some failures.
Would afford an actor the
is what he was
protection
being
if
nice
Hoyo or
about
any other
saying.
game company broke that contract. So the non-union world has protection via the California law, yes, but not full protection. And if violated, it will be very difficult for a non-union actor to prosecute a billion-dollar company on their own. Are you seeing how difficult this situation is yet? How unclear it is for even the people involved?
True.
Now, could Hoyo make this situation completely vanish by simply signing a union contract? Yes, they absolutely could.
Well,
It's a good
not
argument
really.
to make. It seems like a flawless argument to make, actually, if you have limited understanding of how union contracts work.
Until there's a new Hoyo. Just want to point that out.
And what the implications are for the company, financially, legally, procedurally. There's more to this than just pencil whipping a contract, okay? Negotiations take time and patience, and the bigger the company, the longer they take. When you're trying to kind of shoehorn a gigantic foreign company into a discussion about United States labor law, things can get confusing really fast. But it is important to say that yes, Hoyo could absolutely make all this go away by just signing a union contract. Talks to that effect have been going on for a long time, with ups and downs and starts and stops, but I can't speak to them as to whether or why not Hoyo is going to do it. We can
Money. It's money. It's always money. Just so we're all on the same page.
argue all day whether or not that would be the right thing to do, right? Or whether or not a corporation has like moral obligation or even a moral sense of duty. That's not this video. But one thing we can't argue about is that it would definitively bring back every single actor that is collectively refusing to work on Hoyo properties right now. It would bring them back instantaneously. While I've said that these things are complicated, and they are, we also have to zoom out and acknowledge the elephant in the room here, okay? Hoyo is not a scrappy indie dev trying to count pennies to make it by.
Which is something that Genshin fans defend. To be clear. And it's the reason I was pissed about all the terrible anniversaries we've suffered through over the last couple of years. Because, oh, Hoyo, it's just a small little company. We can't ask for too much. Otherwise, how are they going to make money and stay in business? Don't be greedy. Just take what you get. Bullshit. Okay? They are a billion-dollar company at this point. If not more. I don't even know. But they're raking in millions and millions of dollars every month. Okay? Hoyo is not a small company. If you are a Hoyo fan who believes that your billion-dollar company needs money to survive, brother, copium. That's copium. And I need you to wake up because they're taking you for every dime you got. And if they're not taking your money, they're taking all your time. They could afford you a better quality of life in their game that they make. Anyway.
This is a multi-billion-dollar company operating on a global scale.
What's up, Oblivion?
If anyone has the resources, legal muscle, and the infrastructure to navigate a union contract, it's them. I said I would avoid speculation in this video, so I won't start throwing around ideas as to why Hoyo
that's
hasn't
ugly.
done this yet, other than what I've already said. But I do want to emphasize that this action is absolutely well within their power. Other companies like them in China have signed union agreements in the past. So yes, the paperwork is real, the finances are real, the international complications are real, but let's be honest, resource constraints are not the barrier here. And that's part of what's made this situation so frustrating for so many people. The perception, maybe the reality, I'm not sure, that Hoyo could fix this with just a single signature on a union contract and just hasn't done it, right? That's what's frustrating people. Had Hoyo gone union a year ago, many of the actors working on it would have qualified for their health insurance on Genshin alone. A huge, huge benefit for actors. Yes, big corporations take a long time to make these sort of large decisions, but how long is too long? I can't answer that, and neither can people on Twitter. But let's talk about that decision to go union and how it affects more than just Hoyo. Let's spin it around and talk about
That's rough.
actors and try my best to cover all the possibilities here. What happens to actors, both union and non-union, if they do sign an agreement with the union? Contrary to many misinformed Twitter rants, that does not mean that all the non-union actors on the game would get replaced. That's a wildly ignorant claim, and one
I'm more annoyed about quality of life and endgame rewards, to be honest. Than rewards. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just saying. The proof is that they just don't fuck with their own game anymore. To put it bluntly. It's very similar to the Pokemon games. If they don't want to put the effort in, they just kind of don't because the property just makes money regardless. So that's just kind of how it is. But they're not giving you a bad gaming experience because they don't have the resources. That's the argument I was making. Whether you want to look at it from a rewards perspective or a quality of life perspective or a daily perspective or anything like that. It ultimately comes down with they just, they don't want to. They coast. Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, the other side effect of that is, I'm great example. Great example, and then I'll get off my soapbox, okay? When Intelligent Systems said, hey, older legendaries, not going to be able to use them anymore for anything useful. Sorry. Actually, we're not sorry. When they gave that out, I was incredibly disappointed at the number of colleagues that I had in the space saying, it's not that big a deal. And in hindsight, maybe it's not even that big a deal, but it is an inch towards a worse experience. And so if you do not call them out on that bullshit, it gets worse. Which is why I made a big stink about it at the time, to be clear. I believe I even called people who were excusing the decision cucks. Just to be blunt. But, like, you can't let that stuff slide. And I had no animosity towards anybody who was like, because, like, look, half of the audience in this game are Reddit brained. Okay? And they will literally take the opposite side of an argument strictly because they want to both sides it. Like, that's just kind of how it works sometimes. I'm not saying it's right, but some people think that way. And that's fine. It don't make you right, though. And from someone who's been around for a while, I feel that it is my obligation to sound alarms when it's like, hey, see what they're doing here? It's going to get worse if we don't, like, let them know that we are awake and we see what they're doing. Just to be clear. Sounds like a boiling the frog example? Yeah. Yeah. For those unaware, when you boil the frog, you kill it by slowly increasing the temperature. The frog doesn't know the temperature is increasing because it gets used to the warm water because of the level that you're increasing the heat at. The frog in this example is us. We're being marinated in a sense to be okay with terrible decisions that are made because the decisions just increasingly get worse at very small increments. Right? So that is an example of this, I think. Anyway. My soapbox. I know you were mad at one of them, Oblivion. Oblivion and I talked privately about this. He was my sounding board. I'm not ashamed to say that. I perhaps overshared a little too much with him, but it is what it is. And I appreciate him listening to me rant at the time. Anyway, yeah, we're watching this. I don't know how this started, but somebody brought up the VA strike stuff in chat, so I was like, hey, we could watch this and see if I get yeeted off of YouTube for watching somebody else's content. Who knows? And I also, I think it's a worthwhile discussion of having. It is sensitive, and it's one that I in particular am very impassioned about. But again, though I may say some heated things here, I want to reiterate, I do not think that even if you guys have a differing opinion from me, that you believe that people should be losing their jobs. And that perhaps you are just melancholy on the fact that this is how the world is. And while that kind of sucks, it just is what it is. Because there's not really anything a single individual person can do. There has to be a movement. And there tried to be a movement, to the video's point, except it was poorly founded, which I think is ultimately why they're in the mess that they are now.
One that's very harmful to progress to spread. The real answer is, as you might expect at this point if you've been paying any attention at all, it depends. It actually has to do with the actor's individual situation, as well as where they live, bizarrely enough. Let me clarify. If the actor lives in a right-to-work state, such as
I
Texas,
forgot completely where I was
at all.
I didn't know what I
Laws
was
within
doing.
states
Okay, hold up.
specifically prevent a union from stopping people from working if they're not a member of the union. They can continue working on Genshin forever. If the actor does not live in a right-to-work state, now we're getting murky. You might have heard the term Taft-Hartley thrown around, and I advise you really.
I think this is where he's
going
to talk about the difference between like Texas and California.
It's a piece of labor law that actually has nothing to do with SAG-AFTRA. It was written in 1947 and designed as a path to both protect people from being forced to join unions, but also offer them more flexible ways to join if they want to, for our purposes, bringing it back.
Just from a historical perspective too, I keep pausing, I'm sorry. Just from a historical perspective, if you're confused as to why they're quoting a law that was 1947 and we are now in 2025, I think this helps emphasize how wildly behind on the times the laws are compared to the rate of acceleration of technology, which has been a beef for me for a while. Especially like I've been following this stuff since like 2010 with the whole YouTube lawsuits and all that stuff. I have literally watched C-SPAN hearings, just live footage of FTC hearings. It is brain-numbingly bad how ill-informed our government is on tech issues. And no, Elon is not going to fix that. He's also a moron with an emerald mine in his back pocket. Okay? Sorry for my Doge heads out there, but that's not going to fix the problem. He's got money, not smarts. Okay? But perhaps that also emphasizes the problem with the people we have informing our politicians of things that they should be concerned about. Throwing that out there too. Tariffs are going great, by the way.
Back to us. Consider a Taft-Hartley like a temporary 60-day union pass to allow someone who is
Tarantula
non-union
just super
to work
chatted
on a
5.
union job. After that,
Hold up. Tarantula, thank you for the 5. At the rate that Congress moves, I'm looking forward to laws in 2057. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I can't wait to benefit from laws that have evaded me my entire life for the last 10 years of my life. That's where I'm at. Look how ancient copyright laws are. Exactly, yeah. Look, some of it may be out of willful ignorance. Some of it's like, hey, we're exploiting loopholes, and we like that. And that's why, you know, ultimately money ruins everything. I guess that's where I'm at. 2057 exists. Actually, low key. Yeah, a little bit. That's a good point. We might make it there. We might make it there. It might.
they're considered a must join. At which point, like the status implies, they
Do I have
must
Kanto?
join the union
I don't
or
have
stop
Kanto.
working union jobs.
All right, I'll be
break here
patient.
for a second and
I
tell
don't
you
wanna
that
be
is
patient, but I will.
significantly more complicated than that. There are caveats as to when the Taft-Hartley
Can't believe I've been watching this about some of
It's
those.
also possible to negotiate an individual waiver with the union and say, look, I'm only ever going to work this one union job. Please don't make me join. I won't do anything else. And they can say yes. There's flexibility here. These, however, are edge cases that are just beyond the scope of this video. This would be a 5-hour video. In the simplest sense, you can do on a Taft-Hartley a very limited amount of union work as a non-union member before you have to join. And that sort of makes perfect sense if you think about it. The union offers actual tangible benefits, even for a single contract. Reaping those benefits without being a union member and paying your dues is like extending your Netflix free trial indefinitely. At some point, you gotta pay for what you're using. But being able to join the union for some actors can be a really good thing. Getting into the union is a stepping stone in many actors' careers, and it can actually be difficult to qualify for the union because, bizarrely, the only way into the union is if you get Taft-Hartley first and then join.
It's the rich people, not the money, that ruins everything. That's a bit of a chicken and egg situation for me. I think money has the ability to ruin certain people. But ultimately, I think money, resource commodity in general, I think is an issue. Anytime you have abundance and scarcity when stuff is out of balance like that, I feel like that's the main root of the issue. Like I feel like there would not be a lot of civil unrest if people could just pay their rent or their mortgage and still like afford groceries. You know what I mean? I feel like if people's base needs are taken care of, then they're probably pretty chill most of the time. And like maybe they aspire to be like a millionaire or something, and that's chill. But like the way the system exists now, if we're gonna have millionaires and billionaires, then you got to have a lot of poor people. You know what I mean? That's my issue with it. I don't think there's a system in place to allow for everybody to live a decent life, but also allow others to exceed to their potential. I guess. I'm aware I'm ruining the experience for people in Arena and AR. I see. I see the joking comparison you're making there, but like that's competition, and that's okay. I don't think there should be like a basal level for competition. But like if it's between whether someone's going to eat that day or not, then that's a problem. Right? I think competition is great. I just think people's basic needs need to be met. For what it's worth. Anyway, are these helpful, you guys? I feel like he's got stuff down there. Do we want those on or off? Let me know. I'll adjust. Honestly, Andrew Yang was talking about universal basic income or basal income. I don't remember what the B stands for. UBI is like $1,000 a month you just get for like your basic needs to be met so that you can reach your potential or pursue your natural strengths and stuff like that. I think in an ideal world that sounds great, but I'm sure even implementing something like that sounds messy. The point I'm making is even what I'm saying that might sound idealistic, I'm sure that there would be issues with that too. I am not an elected official that is supposed to be solving that problem though. So I just get to think about it and wonder. But I hope someone's working on that down the road.
Join. Oh, simple. No, it's not. I don't want to delve too far into union membership here, but it is important to understand and consider why an actor might not want to join the union. The entry fee itself can be steep, depending on where you live.
Oh my God.
Mine was nearly $4,000 when I joined
Violent
10
why?
years ago. So that talent would have to know for certain that we're going to get at least 5 sessions out of Genshin to make up for that loss. That's about how much money you'd make in 5 union video game sessions, depending on the tier that you're in. Again, complicated. Or that actor would have to feel confident enough that they could book other union work to help them bring that number, that entry fee number, back to 0. You do get pension and health benefits, okay? But you only qualify for health benefits if you earn a certain income of union work.
How do I save him?
$30,000 a year.
I don't think I
need
can.
to do 30
I think we're
Genshin
cooked.
sessions to make that. Probably more like 35, which makes healthcare sort of a moot point for Genshin actors, unless, again, you're confident you're going.
By the way, the fact that they need to be in a union to get healthcare is crazy to me. Like, I get it. I understand the importance of unions. But like, bro, can we not have a better system? Prime example, me. I've been working since I was 14. Okay. I've always had a full-time job except for like 2 stints for a year while I was unemployed because we moved around a little bit. It is crazy to me that your job dictates whether or not you can have health insurance. Which again is another basic need that I feel like most people, if they just had and weren't worried about hospital bills and stuff, they'd probably be pretty chill with most of their lives. You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't know why we're intentionally making surviving the most difficult thing in the world. You know what I mean? Life could be easier. We just choose to not make it easier for some reason. If the markets with the turmoil of tariffs and everything else in the US lately have not shown you that money is fake and nothing actually matters, like, bro, numbers and money are all made up. The US stock market is strictly vibes based and nothing else actually matters. Like, seriously. The market should be tanking right now, but they shot back up for some reason. I don't know. I mean, they initially tanked and then they kind of went back up. But I think honestly they're only up at the moment, or up from where they were, is because they were like, well, maybe things will turn around. We're optimistic. Or they're intentionally making like pocket dips for them to buy later. I don't know. But it's crazy. I don't know why we're operating this way. Which not every other, like, many countries don't. I'm a Bernie head, by the way. I'm a Bernie Sanders guy, in case y'all are wondering. I was a Bernie bro then. I'm a Bernie bro now. But like, it's crazy to me that we feel like we have to operate this way, or the powers that be feel like we have to operate this way for one reason or another. Honestly, if you want my my foil hat theory, I think it's genuinely so we can keep the working class subservient by like tying things like your healthcare to your job. I think it's just a manipulation thing. But that's just me. That's just me. I would like to take y'all in a pocket and just move to the next alternate universe. I jokingly talk about this to my friend Kevin. I'm just waiting for them to hit singularity, and then I get uploaded into games for the rest of my life, like Sword Art Online. I'm gonna get Sword Art Online, except you won't die permanently. Like that's another thing. And then I just live forever in digital space. That's ultimately where I'm trying to get with my life. I'm gonna be that old guy NPC in every game that's just by a pond fishing, and he'll like tell you something that doesn't mean anything. He's just a pointless NPC. That's me. That's the point in my life I want to get to. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if we make it there. I don't know. Anyway.
We're going to get other union work. You can also break up that entrance fee into a payment plan. So it's not like you can just get like a $4,000 bill, but it's still $4,000 you might not want to spend. Here's another big one that's become a very hot button issue in the last 8 months. Joining the union also technically prohibits an
Probably
actor
fine,
from
right?
doing any non-union work, which statistically comprises nearly 80% of all voiceover work available. We call this rule Global Rule 1. So you might have heard that terminology before. When you're union, you cannot work non-union jobs, period. Yikes. So now I'm gonna start dividing the room here in this video. I'm gonna piss some people off because even if you're a little bit of a detective, you have to be asking this question so far.
Uh-oh. When he gives preamble like that, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? Canada's health insurance problem isn't the cost, it's the wait time. Enjoy waiting half a year for serious surgery. I can't speak to that, to be honest. I will tell you though, Jenna's family has well, I don't know how I probably shouldn't go too much into detail about that. Jenna is at risk hereditarily for something that is in their family. And so because of that, I full disclosure, I have not been to a doctor since I was like 19. Okay. It's been like 10, 12 years since I've been to a doctor. That's on me. I should go to a doctor. I should go to a doctor, truthfully, but I don't. So point being, we're dealing with having Jenna go through like pre-screening stuff, like once or twice a year, and then dealing with the medical billing and all that stuff and like scheduling things out. Like even if you need something quickly, the process of getting pre-approved for something is a nightmare. And the medical coding and the billing and all that stuff that dictates whether you pay $100 or $10,000 is also a fucking nightmare. So I feel you, Canadian family, with your wait times. However, I would argue that impediment exists just in different forms in the States that can also delay critical care in the moment. And frankly, if you don't have the money, you just don't get it. Which is, basically a death sentence for what it's worth. But like, it's funny because like I make a fair amount of money. Like I'm not making six figures, but I make a fair amount, right? Even with my insurance, I don't make enough to be able to basically cover the out-of-pocket expense before the insurance actually kicks in. So, like, I have insurance. I am not financially at a place where the insurance is overall beneficial. I mean, you can do like your annual checkup and stuff, and like stuff like that's covered. But if something legitimately serious happened, uh, cooked. Yet I legally have to have health insurance, which was a failure on the Obama administration for what it's worth. They had a chance to really change healthcare in the United States, and they capitulated to the right too hard. IMO. But I'll always remember my uncle literally dying and say, "Don't call the hospital; it costs too much." Yeah, ambulance rides alone. Like, a lot of insurance don't even cover ambulance rides, which is also insane. I remember Jenna passed out one day because she fell, and like the shock made her pass out. We called an ambulance. They came and checked her out, said she was fine, but they said you should go to a hospital and make double sure. Do you want to ride? It's like 1 a.m. and we're like, no, we'll drive. You guys heard people actually rejecting an ambulance ride because they don't want to pay it afterward? Yes. Literally the story I just told. I know we're on a delay, but like, yeah, literally that. Jenna was in a car wreck a couple years ago, remember? Car got totaled. I Ubered there, and our realtor drove us to the hospital because an ambulance ride would cost too much. Dead ass. And even then, we go in, she gets checked out. We leave with a $6,000 medical bill. Fully insured. Now the quote unquote price without insurance was absolutely ridiculous. But it's like, again, money is made up. Prices don't actually matter. Everything is vibes based. That's that is the best way I can explain it. Everything is vibes based. I think that medical treatment costs like $20,000. Yeah, but it's like $100 in France. Yeah, I don't know about that.
If you're in the union
Crazy.
and you're in Genshin, are you breaking the rules? The answer is, you guessed it, you've been paying attention.
Kinda,
It
not
depends.
really.
But yes, probably, you are breaking the rules. The "it depends" part is a caveat in union membership called the financial core, or FI core status, which is a complicated legal caveat.
FI core. One of y'all brought
But
this
if
up in
you're
chat
FI
earlier.
core, you can legally work non-union jobs as a union member without being penalized. You do lose some surrogate benefits, like the ability to vote in union elections, be on any board or committee in the union, attend union functions, go to union classes, etc. But you do retain health and pension benefits. I say this here because I get that question a lot, specifically about health and pension. There used to be a large social stigma associated with being FI-Core. For example, the SAG-AFTRA official website still calls them scabs. It's a little strange. But as the landscape has changed over the last 20 years, particularly in voice acting,
Scabs.
it's not quite the reality anymore. Again, 80% of the work out there for voice actors is non-union. However, if you're a full union member and you work a non-union job and someone reports you and the union decides to take action, you could get in trouble for breaking Global Rule 1. You could get fined, or you could get kicked out of the union, or you could just get a nasty letter in the mail. It kind of depends. So for a Genshin actor, to avoid that, you could
Isn't it great having clarity? Isn't that nice? Look, even the system in place meant to protect people is kind of a wet sock in certain aspects. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about the financial aspect of it, and the financial systems at play, but it's like, dude, everything's kind of busted. SAG-AFTRA has, funny enough, not been led by any actors or voice actors. Yep. Yeah, that sounds right. Our IT department is run by a business guy. He knows nothing of, software program or coding or how applications actually works, but he sold the stuff once. So, yeah, he totally qualified. Big corporate, baby. Business, business, business. Sigma, black belt, whatever stuff. Board meetings. Yes, quite. Vertical integration. They just use words. That's all you need. Fake it till you make it. If you go to an ER and don't want to wait long, always say your head hurts. Oh yeah, they do prioritize that stuff, huh? True. I went to an urgent care once. This is when I was running a lot, like a lot. And I was having like an irregular rhythm, but basically my heartbeat was so optimized that it felt like a flutter, but it wasn't. This is back when I had a resting heart rate of like 25 to 35, somewhere in there. Like it was very low. Maybe not 25, 30 to 40, maybe somewhere around there. It was under 40 for sure. But point being, I thought something was messed up. So I went to an urgent care and I was like, yeah, I'm having like some weird heart flare stuff. And then immediately I went back. Which is, that's cool. That was cool. But at the same time, that would be the way. I remember when I broke my collarbone as a teenager. Funny story. I was hitting a wall with a tennis ball as I was like practicing, and I hit the ball at the top corner of the board, which shot the tennis ball up, and I was backing up, and I was in front of a tennis court. So as I was backing up, I caught a loose ball between my feet, stumbled backwards, fell backwards over the tennis net, came right down on my shoulder, hit my head, blacked out. Everything went bright green and black. And then I was awoken by a pair of motorcycle bikers at the top of a hill asking if I was okay and that was quote unquote gnarly. And I waved them out. And then I realized that my shoulder was dislocated and my collarbone had snapped in two. Flash forward too, went to the ER with my dad. I was in shock for probably like 2 hours straight. Sat in a waiting room for about 90 minutes. Just with a broken bone. No drugs, no nothing. Just pure adrenaline keeping the pain from blinding my entire body immobile. Pretty crazy. Ended up getting stood up for an x-ray, passed out in that process. Took 3 aides to keep me from falling over because they were much smaller than I was. But yeah. So that, Anyway, yes. Head injuries, heart injuries, basically anything that could be I don't know how to rudimentally put this. Anything that's not breaking it and putting back together, you'll probably get seen sooner. Which is surprising how much modern medicine is just like break it and realign it, let it heal. Anyway.
Theoretically, join the union if you're a must join after working for over 60 days on a Taft-Hartley.
This is not going to work.
Immediately go FICOR. You're never actually forced into being a full member.
Yeah, this is not going to work.
You do, in fact, have options. But the landscape is complicated. The truth of it is, though, that many union actors do take that calculated risk without going FICOR because they need to work to live. And again, 80% of the work for voice actors is non-union. There are droves of union actors on the Genshin, Triple Z, and Star Rail cast, and many other incredibly popular games that are doing this. Union voice actors, now on-camera actors has a little bit of a different culture that makes zero sense for me to go into here. Union voice actors work non-union jobs fairly often. We also call this working off the card, and historically have not gotten in trouble for it. I have several ideas about why, but again, I'm really trying hard to stick to facts and not speculation here. This isn't something you could definitively, deduce. But during a video game strike, the union might take the opportunity to send a message to a bunch of union actors working off card on really popular non-union games to make a point. And that brings me to the real tricky part.
It's crazy that we're not even at the most convoluted portion yet. Like, Joe, when is this going to be simplified, my guy? Joe, make it easy, man. No blood work? No. I didn't have any blood work done. They probably have a cure for cancer already, but don't want to release it because they want to sell it for millions. I mean, yeah. Yeah. You want to talk about dying industries, you start curing diseases. Pharmaceuticals, eventually you're not going to need them. But if you can keep somebody alive through things like insulin and such, while just treating the disease like diabetes, stringing them along for decades of their life, then yeah, there's profit to be made there. For sure. I saw a doctor 3 times over the past week, not because I was sick or anything, just to keep on top of things. Bro, what's that like? What's that like? I don't even know where to start. Like, what doctor do I go to? I feel like I need to go see like an old 70-year-old doctor. Like just an old guy, like an old sea captain who's just been through a lot, And he's like, oh, you haven't seen a doctor in like 20 years? That's chill. He says that's chill in my head. You're probably fine. I feel like that's the kind of doctor I need because he's seen too much. You know what I mean? Am I the only person who sees VA work in 2025 as potential side job instead of full time? I think I would argue that most VA work probably is part time. And I think that's by what Joe was talking about, where like 80% is non-union work. I feel like it's mostly non-union side gig role stuff. You know what I mean? I think the concept of voice acting being full time is relatively newer, right? Especially like within the gaming space, with like animation and continuing properties that way. I could see it being a thing where you're called back to reprise your role. But specifically with gaming, it's like, well, how many franchises make continuing series and stuff like that? I feel like the fact that live service gaming in the last decade or so has become so popular and normalized and widespread that it's giving somebody the potential. But even then, like a patch worth of Genshin voice lines is probably not enough to sustain you for 6 weeks. You know what I mean? It's I feel like to make this your full-time gig, it's you know what it's probably like? It's probably a lot like YouTubing and Twitch streaming. You know what I mean? Like there's a very select few. Like okay, I can have 5 viewers consistently on Twitch or YouTube, and I'm in like a pretty high percentage of live stream popularity just because there's so many people doing it. Similarly, my channel, my 10,000 subscriber channel on YouTube is in a very high position in terms of all channels. But it's just because there's so many. I feel like there's so many VA roles that exist that it's scattered a bit. And for it to be your full-time thing, you A, have to be really talented, and B, you have to be really lucky. Nolan works as a regular actor. Yeah, a lot of these guys work as regular actors too. Jeremy Lee was on an episode of Bones back in the day. That's why a lot of the times I try not to refer to them as voice actors specifically because you know, a lot of them are classically trained. But even then, as an actor, it's like as someone who has a friend who is in the acting space and can't make that his full-time thing, that's a hard one to make your full-time gig too, you know? It's hard. You got to be really lucky and really talented. Did you get your YouTube Opal button? You get it at 10,000 subs. What's an Opal button? Is that a thing? Opal play button. I don't think that's a thing. Wait, is it? I remember there being a bronze award. I thought they stopped doing stuff for anything under 100,000. Oh, prior to 2021, YouTube featured 3 additional benefit levels. These are not eligible for creator rewards, but they do offer several preliminary benefits. Graphite was for 1 to 999 subs. Opal was for channels with 1,000 to 9,999. And then bronze was 10,000 to 99,999. Yeah. I think my channel hit 10K at the end of 21. Which I'll never not be upset about. But in that regard, I should have gotten an Opal button, no? Unless I literally went from 999 subs to 10,000 in a year. Or not even a year, 3 months. Huh. Interesting. I knew about bronze. I didn't know about opal and all that. That's funny. You guys might be able to see it. I have a little standy play button in the back shelf there that my friend got me for hitting 10,000 subs. I also get stuff from YouTube occasionally. Like they'll send me little doodads and whatnot. I got not that long ago, like a couple months back, I got a little tin full of M&Ms in like an aluminum play button tin. I couldn't eat them, but like, you know, it's cool that they think of me sometimes. I think it's honestly because I still take the surveys they send me to help the creator platform stuff. But
the social side of things.
No play
Rules
button
and
for me.
regulations
No
are
official
one
play
thing,
button, I should say.
but industry perceptions and relationships are something completely different. I want you to understand that I'm not getting to this here because this is not measurable. It is a feeling. It is actually part of the problem in a lot of ways. So when we start asking questions like, well, why doesn't everyone just go FICOR? Or are people being blacklisted for working on non-union games during the strike? These really deal with non-measurable social feelings that can be very powerful, yes, but fall outside the bounds of what I'm trying to do here with
Malice.
this video, which is give as much factual clarity
This'll be easier,
as I
right?
can. There are absolutely subjective social effects for doing things like being FICOR, working off the carb, not participating in a collective work refusal
that's
like
bad.
what's going on with Genshin right now. There are also subjective social effects for doing things like reporting other actors who are breaking Global Rule 1, which some see as snitching, or getting involved in online arguments that explode in publicity firestorms. But since I can't define those,
Okay, there we go.
I really don't feel like they have a place in this video. Anyone who says they have the facts on social repercussions during a time like this is certainly definitively
Dude, the
incorrect,
bulwark.
because there is no such thing.
Oh shit,
But I
spiked
bring it up
wall.
here to let you know that actors, and I say actors here specifically because
It's a problem.
it's hard to define like a company's social influence. Actors are being influenced in their individual decisions by these social factors as well, which are very undefinable. These are questions like,
That's right.
if I work on Genshin during the strike, even though I'm FICOR and it's totally legal, will other actors shame me? Or if I refuse to work and then get recast, what happens to my career? Genshin is my only big project right now, and I'm not confident in my ability to get more work. Actors have to deal with the rumor mill just like anyone else, and it unfortunately plays a part, sometimes a large part, in everything we do. When we also run the risk of things like death threats and harassment online, it makes it even more difficult for us to make clear decisions, speak our minds, or even engage.
Yeah, that's crazy, by the way. Just to be clear. Insane. Like, literally insane. But again, we're talking about, you know, I know not all Hoyo players, but actually, I don't even think it's Hoyo players. I think it's mostly just some Genshin people. I feel like Zenless players are pretty chill. Star Rail players, they like their drama, but they're not like out here sending death threats and stuff. I feel like it's mostly unhinged Genshin players. And I recognize that not all Genshin players are unhinged, to be clear. I do not believe all Genshin players are unhinged. I want to repeat that. Do not think all Genshin players are unhinged. I do think some are. I think really we need to stop glorifying unhinged behavior. I think that's what it comes down to. We need to stop giving that attention. If only our entire social media system wasn't driven on clicks and promotability. If only. Nikkei players? Who does Nikkei? I know it's the same people that did Stellar Blade. I can't think of their name though. By the way, I fully understand what the game Nikkei is now. But anyway, no, I feel like the Nikkei devs deliver exactly what those players are expecting to see. I think they're totally fine. People who don't touch grass, true. Yeah, that's fair. You know what? Sunlight and organic material under your feet sometimes is a good thing. You know what I mean? Shift Up, yeah. Yeah, I think the team at Shift Up is doing exactly what their players expect them to do, and I love that for them. Yeah. Good for them.
In intelligent, curious discourse with our peers or fans. I can't tell you how many of my colleagues talk about this issue behind closed doors and only behind closed doors, because out in the open, it is.
Dude, those Discord chats must be crazy, by the way. You think Oblivion and I were saying some shit during the arena thing? Bro. I bet those chat logs go crazy.
Is just a toxic mess right now. So even if you think you understand what I've said so far about contracts and union membership and the strike, California law, and all of that, there's still the very unmeasurable and very powerful social element to consider. All of the above goes into the single decision of an actor to work or not work on not just Genshin, but many, many projects. I hope you're understanding how complicated this situation is. We're dealing with laws
I don't, Joe.
in multiple states, multiple countries.
I don't understand anything.
Union. We're dealing with
That's the problem.
Non-union independent contracts. We're dealing with fragmented AI protections, some of which are full, some of which are not. And worst of all, we're dealing with an insanely popular game with a very enthusiastic base of both.
Crazy. You meant to say crazy. Enthusiastic is such a nice way of putting it, though, and I love that for him. I think Hoyo could grab a huge spite W if they allowed global players to choose other languages to make up for the non-voiced characters. Wait, can you not do that now? Oh, wait, you mean like mix and match? You mean like mix and match? Because I think you can change the global voice currently, right? But it's like all or nothing. So if you play in JP, then you play in JP. Like you can't have Eula's English voice, but then also JP Paimon, for example. Which, for the record, I've not seen any. I know that Paimon's VA had some kind of crash out. I don't know what that was. I feel as though it is probably so chaotic that I wouldn't even comprehend if y'all tried to tell me. I play the JP all the time, never go back to EN because dude, do you guys know the difference between like you guys know Paimon's VA and EN got like way higher, right? Like way higher compared to what it was originally. Y'all are aware of that, right? I thought it was perfectly fine the first go about, but then it got progressively higher and squeakier in like continuing progressions. Which in my opinion is just bad direction at that point. I feel like the actors who do the voicing really good example, Wuthering Waves. The voicing was so bad in 1.0. But they got a different director for voicing and it got so much better so fast. Cuz they were just making very questionable calls, I think. And it was rushed. That's another factor that most people tend to not think about when it comes to Wuthering Waves, but it was like several years worth of work redone in like 8 or 9 months. It got way worse. It did. Yeah. It got so much worse. it's really bad. I like initially when her voice was the original voice, Paimon, who I think is a girl. Is Paimon a she or non-binary? I don't know what Paimon is. Do we even know what Paimon is yet? Have we hit that lore nugget? I'm behind. Do we know even what Paimon is? Besides a little floating potato. Paimon is a she? Okay, cool. I don't know. Oh, Paimon's non-binary. Okay. To be clear, I'm talking about the character, not the actor. to specify. I think the actor is they. They, them. I think. I was specifically talking about Paimon. Like the being Paimon. Not the actor. She's probably a seal. A little floating seal? That could be interesting. Paimon was genderless. Like the Star Rail conductor. Wait. I can't remember. Oh my god. What is the rabbit thing's name in Star Rail? I can't even remember that now. The conductor. Oh my god. 3.x has been so boring that I have forgotten so much about Star Rail. I'll be immersive and say she's emergency food. Emergency food. Oh god. Pom Pom. Yes, Pom Pom. Dude, I forgot Pom Pom's name. That's crazy. God, I feel terrible right now. I feel awful right now. That sucks. You know what? When I end stream, I'm just gonna play Star Rail the rest of the night. We'll call it that. We'll talk good. Pom Pom is they them too. That's nice. I guess it makes sense, right? If you just have the companion be like non-binary, that makes sense. Is Pom Pom the companion? Kinda. Pom Pom is kind of Paimon-like, I guess. Right? It just in my head it's so different because like I almost said a leer. It's not a leer. Your MC in Genshin is like always talking to Paimon, but like you rarely see Pom Pom in the story for Star Rail. So like your MC is usually talking to other members of the crew. So I think of Don Hung as my companion more than I do Pom Pom, which is kind of weird. How do I feel about Amphoria so far? I have yet to play Caster's story. I'm gonna try and do that this week, knowing full well that the patch is almost over. Because I always get it. It's a nightmare. I don't even know if I'm gonna record it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I may not be able to. Amphorius has been so drawn out, man. It feels bad. I don't hate the concept. I feel like I already guessed the whole plot twist and all that. But it is a stark difference from how I felt about Penacony, at least, which is kind of taking me out of it. I feel like it's so dialogue heavy and so needlessly explory that it kind of takes me out of it. If the story patches were closer to like 4 or 5 hours max, then I feel like I could be more engaged. But it's almost too long for me to stay engaged that long. I guess is how I would describe it. I don't hate it because like I like Greek mythos, but at the same time, it's like, oh God, can we not? I think my issue is not with the story. I think it's with the delivery. Is how I would summarize it. I think of March 7th as a mascot. True, she is the app icon. Like legit, I don't care about Amphorius. I want to know what's up with March 7th. I think I already know what's up with March 7th. Did I do the cube event in Wuwat this morning? I don't. I did like the first cube. I don't know that it sparked joy. I am looking forward to Zani's story though. Because Zani's badass. For what it's worth though, from what I've seen of the artwork for the Fate collab, that seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. And you get Archer for free. That's sick. That's the reason I'm burned down on Genshin. Dude, I played Genshin for a little bit today. I don't feel it. The whole Natlan experience has been bad. But I think there's something new happening with Fontaine, which I really liked. So like maybe there's a little mini side event happening in Fontaine. I don't know. Maybe that'll bring me back. I feel like didn't they tease Skirk like a while back? The issue is the part of Genshin's story that I actually like, they do once a year for like 3 weeks, and then it's just you have to wait. The Dainsleaf stuff. I like the Dainsleaf stuff. I don't ever get Dainsleaf stuff. Bruh. I love Natlan. I recognize I'm not in the majority of people's opinion on Natlan. I recognize it. My friend Kevin, who plays, loves Natlan. I recognize I'm in the minority. I get it. Skirk is 2 patches away. Oh, God, that's so far. I'm also really bitter because I had like 800 polls saved up. And I ended up getting the weapons for and the characters of the Archon. I can't remember her name. And then Silali. Because I learned that the Archon needs other Natlan characters. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I need both then because I don't have any other ones. So, cool. And it took, I lost every 50-50. I went to max pity on everything. And I have like 100 polls now. After the fact. I was just like, dude, this is bullshit. I had probably the worst gacha experience of my life. And I was just like, nope, this isn't worth it. This is not worth my time. I'll come back later. Malvika, yeah. Malvika. Malvika. Malvika? I've heard the opposite of people hate in that land. Maybe it depends on the circle you run in. I don't know. Every new area that releases exploration gimmicks. Dude, yes. That's so terrible. That's so terrible. I think genuinely I hadn't gotten any new characters until the Archon. And then like exploring that land has felt so bad in the process. And then I just go to Wuthering Waves where I can freaking free run everything. And it's like, oh, this is sick. And then they bring 2.0 where I could fly. What the hell am I supposed to do in Genshin where I can't climb a mountain in one go? Like, dude, what am I supposed to do? I have not made a lot of progress on these, and I recognize that. And Elroy is going to inevitably yell at me and be like, this was not a marathon. And I'm going to be like, yeah, but I did the thing I said I would do. I think we should honor that. The Pokemon let you explore everything. I don't want to track down Pokemon. It's too much effort. And yes, I know they're practically everywhere, but still. It's a lot. Anyway, I have grievances with Genshin. I'm low-key kind of glad that Return to Genshin never hit the wheel yesterday. Because I wouldn't even know where it went. Hard disagree? I don't doubt that you do hard disagree. You like Natlan. It makes sense that you would disagree. They dropped the ball so bad with 2.3 or 2.2, whatever patch it is currently. Wait. Woowa? Really? I don't know about that. Wait, the current patch is in the one with Zani? Dude, that's crazy. Actually. How can the Zani patch be bad? It has Zani in it. In fairness, I haven't gone into that aspect yet, but my Zani summons were pity broken by a link. Tiger boy. Feels bad. All right, let's put a bow on this.
Actors and fans who are consistently, but not necessarily.
Y'all can continue complaining or praising Natland if you want to. That's fine.
Massive, depressing.
I have no beef with
grist
that.
mill that we call social media. Protected by the anonymity of a profile pic of a cucumber with sunglasses or whatever, people then feel free to.
Okay, nobody has that as their PFP. It's an anime character 90% of the time. Let's keep it a buck.
It takes small nuggets of truth, wrap them in a giant cocoon of opinion, then set them on fire and toss them around with a lot of vitriolic language behind them. Because it gets the clicks. And we're all more concerned with dunking on each other than learning about.
This is the point I made earlier, wasn't it? Where I was like, social media is driven by reactionary sentiments, which anger is usually more reactionary than kindness. Zani is terrible without either Spectre, Rover, or Phoebe. Dude, I saw the numbers. That's what made me pull Phoebe. Straight up. I kind of wanted Phoebe because she was nuts before. I just passed on her. But now knowing that I needed her, I was like, oh. Also, I wanted to play as Wind Rover instead of Spectre Rover. So that kind of made my decision a little easier.
About each other. You know, in some ways, this is a very human
But I had gone without for so long that I could afford to do so, which was nice.
reaction. We don't want to operate in a gray area. We want things to be simple and clean. We want good guys and bad guys.
Did anybody else immediately think of the Kingdom Hearts song when he said simple and clean? Or is that just my autism? Asking genuinely. You can zero me out if you would like. That's fine. But the song did immediately start playing in my head. Simple and clean is the way that... You know, that one. Aren't we supposed to get Kingdom Hearts 4? Did we not see like a teaser for that? Or was that a fever dream I had one time? What happened to that? Everybody out here waiting for Silk Song? I'm like, what about Kingdom Hearts 4? What happened in Kingdom Hearts 4? Anyway.
Will Hoyo go union? Will they add additional AI protections into non-union contracts instead? Will they simply recast everyone who's refusing to...
Yes. We now have the hindsight to know that they're just going to recast people. And they're definitely not signing anything, just to be clear. 100%. That's a done deal right there. They have a ridiculous May. I forgot about that. This one should be easy, right? Surely this one easy. I saw Elroy say, you're right, about probably being mean to me about all of the things that I should have been doing the last 2 hours. Kingdom Hearts 3 took 13 years. We're getting Kingdom Hearts 3.14. Don't hurt me. You joke about that. I thought the other day, deadass, I saw something about like a remix of like all the games together again put out in a new publication version where it was like a bundle of all the existing games already. I thought it was the one with Woody and Cowboy and Aqua. No, I think that was 3, right? Wasn't Toy Story and Kingdom Hearts 3? Which oh my God, I never finished. Oh my God. Wait, chat. Do we think I get nuked on YouTube if I play Kingdom Hearts? Because, like, it's Disney property, but also music. I think I get nuked. As much as I want to complain about the heroic regime, I'll let it slide. This is an important topic to discuss. Thank you, Elroy. Elroy's given this blessing. After 3, I'm done with the series. Was 3 that bad? Kingdom Hearts chronological order drive me nuts. I completely gave up. Look, I mean, there's only so much sanity you can like spare on that. 100% copyright strike. Should we try it? That's one way to play roulette with your channel, right? I see speedruns of it. Oh, dude, yeah, that's true. I should look up playthroughs and see if any exist. It's bad luck to stream Kingdom Hearts. That's tempting now.
To come in.
I'm tempted now.
I'm not part of these conversations. And to be very frank, almost everyone who I talked to who said they definitely know about those conversations going on have given me conflicting information, which means that, again, lots of people are saying they know.
How cool is it that we got Spring May, by the way? Just want to point that out.
When in fact, they don't. And again, if the people on the front lines in this industry don't have all the information, Reddit probably doesn't either.
Shots fired at Reddit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Redditors. We're mad. You might be okay to play Kingdom Hearts if you turn the music off. Or turn off the music volume. Oh, that's true. I don't know, though. Because, like, look. Half of the reason a lot of my early YouTube videos got nuked was because I was uploading battle footage in game of Gen 6 battles in Pokemon, and the scene of the Mega Evolution is what got DMCA'd. And when I was uploading them at the time, this is the lore of the channel. When I was uploading them at the time, there was no editor. So my only option was to delete the upload, take a guess, or in hindsight realize that the Mega Evolution animation is what was getting the trigger, edit that out, and then upload it again and see if it worked. But like, I didn't have all the time for that. So I just marked it private and moved on with my life. Yeah. I feel like they would do that with Kingdom Hearts, though, to be honest. Nintendo? Oh, I think I've heard that name. Kingdom Hearts speedrunner I know actually does stream Kingdom Hearts on YouTube as well, and he seems fine. Interesting. I will look into it. The first big playthrough we're returning to is Elden Ring New Game Plus, by the way. Just full disclosure. I'll leak it.
What we do know is that nothing has changed for Hoyo contractually yet. And they have, in fact, recast actors who have refused to come in. They waited a while with their character silent before doing that. What they're waiting for, I'm not totally sure. We do know that Chinese companies tend to not bend to the will of the masses. They don't respond well to mob rule on social media.
Nintendo doesn't either. Just saying. No, I think if I'm to give commentary to this, I think that the reason they were so hesitant is because they know how rabid the fan base is, and they were waiting for the players to get annoyed before they made any change so that they didn't catch any of the heat. Not that they cared about the heat, they just didn't want the headache. That's my opinion.
But we also know that other large Chinese developers have signed union contracts with no problem. Should they protect their actors from AI exploitation? Yes, absolutely. No one will argue that.
They
It's
won't.
a difficult claim to make that actors shouldn't have agency over their likeness.
True.
But will Hoyo do it without
No.
some sort of intervention law like California AB 2602
No.
to do it for them?
And this is the part that brought up way, way, way earlier, like 2 hours ago at this point. There's no regulatory force at work here that is either globally recognized or nationally recognized in the States. There are things in other countries, but that doesn't always matter.
I'm not sure. Will a collective work refusal push them to do it? Evidence right now is not saying so, no, but that could change. I'm not sure. I don't have a crystal ball.
It won't, Claude.
Will Hoyo fill those roles that it's recasting? We're seeing now that they likely will. They have in the past. They may continue to do so in the future.
They're going to.
So actors need to decide individually what they're going to do with all of this data. As you can see, it's not easy. I'm trying very hard here not to comment on specific subsets of this issue about what's going on literally right now with individual people, because a semantic argument really helps nobody at this point. But I will say this.
Live!
If you're finding yourself on an extreme side of this issue, one way or another, it's probably time to admit to yourself that it's because you don't have all the information. Because once you do have all the information, it's very hard to play this as black and white as social media wants us to play it. If I've done nothing else in this video, what I hope I've done is show you just how confusing this landscape is and how collective action problems can be very difficult to solve. Even when a collective bargaining organization is involved, like the union, you can see that since we're still 8 months into this strike and we've had so many strikes over the last 10 years, it's still extremely difficult to solve this kind of problem. So, when you take a collective bargaining official organization out of the equation in the non-union world, and then make it up to a bunch of individual actors from wildly different walks of life, economic statuses, and personal opinions to try to chart a collective path forward, that's even worse. So when you see individual people making individual decisions, remember that they're individuals. No one is the villain in their own story, but you might be the villain in somebody else's. With the exception of my several rants about the dangers
What does that
of
mean?
toxicity and mob rule in this video, something I feel very passionate about.
Did he take... Okay, I need you guys to weigh in on this. Did he take a shot at Rhea in this video, or am I just Twitter broken? Because he posts... Like, he shit talks Rhea constantly on social media. Like, frequently. Like, it makes me sad the amount. I blocked him on... I jokingly blocked him on Twitter. I feel like I probably still have him blocked. I don't think I fixed that. But it's crazy. Where do we live? Damn, we don't. Dude, why does Luthier suck so much, bro?
On the side, I also hope I achieved my objective of teaching instead of influencing, okay? I'm not looking for you to take action. I'm looking for you to understand and think for yourself. My goal here was to break down the many complicated facts of the current strike, how Genshin and Hoyo are involved, how actors make decisions and talk to each other, bargain, build a career in a field that's very difficult to navigate, to grow in, and succeed in. It is my sincere hope that this video will move the global conversation forward toward a productive resolution that respects not just human performers, but human beings. As I wrap this up, I imagine that many of you are feeling a little hollow. You might have come here looking for the right answer, and I've just spent a fair amount of time telling you that there might not be one.
There isn't
I'm
one.
not here to give you a best path forward. Other than that, I know that the toxic online discourse needs to stop immediately, and we need to spend a lot more time listening than talking. But on the bright side, this nebulous area is where we tend to thrive and make great progress as a society. We excel at taking imperfect circumstances and making the best of them, but only if we communicate, get educated, and engage each other with respect and understanding. Thank you for taking the time to get educated.
Bro really said respectful discourse on Twitter and Reddit, which I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't see that happening. Speaking of Claude, please don't kill him. Nice. We did it. Oh, we're not done yet.
Thank you for your passion, your creativity, your enthusiasm, your art. Thank you for listening. Go be kind to each other.
No, I want to be mad. Anyway. That was I think he did a very good job at least explaining the context behind it. Which is why I played it. But ultimately, I mean, they're not going to do anything because money. That's ultimately what it comes down to. But still a really good explanation of it, which is nice. Oh, dude, is hold on. Is this the video y'all told me about? The Muujin video? By the way, top comment. Not super helpful for what it's worth. Also, did I could really test the strength of the channel right now just by watching Yu-Gi-Oh. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh marathon going on. Do y'all know that? Y'all over here watching me when you could be watching Yu-Gi-Oh ad free. Y'all are dedicated. I'll give you that. I appreciate it. Watch it. Dude, I don't want to mess with 4Kids. 4Kids are brutal, dude. 4Kids mess me up. Bet. A lot of YouTubers who made video about the Paimon crash out. This is the biggest one. Your membership icon changed? Like in a good way or a bad way? Luffy? Dude, One Piece would get me so kicked. One Piece would literally nuke me. Only one person has gotten the okay to watch One Piece, and that was iShowSpeed. And I don't know if y'all are aware of this. I am no iShowSpeed. Oh no, that ain't gonna happen. Nah, that won't happen. That won't happen. Are we talking One Piece? No, we're I jokingly said I should throw Yu-Gi-Oh on the stream because there's a marathon going on, and then someone said Luffy, to which I was like, bro, there's no way I can put One Piece on the screen right now. I will literally get nuked.
Elroy just became a member.
Elroy with the resub. Oh, 48 months. Nice. That's tight. Oh, your icon changed because you're at 4 years now, I bet. There's a 4-year difference. Please don't kill me. Damn it. I don't know what I expected there, to be honest. Maybe if I do that. Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh, I have to run SDR still too. I don't know that I'll do it live. That stresses me out. But I think I will commit to recording the matches at least, so that I at least have them for posterity. It happened during the middle of a stream. This was ARM. I mean, I think it's down to the minute. It's like Fade Pass renewal. It happens the minute you do it. Oh no, please, Myson. Myson, my goat. My goat. He lived. He lived. I should just let him do that, huh? Take him out, bro. Chad, when are we getting the calendar trailer stuff? Do we know? How busy is my week going to be? Wait, there's not a trailer at night, right? Clutch. We living. Oh, never mind. We good. We crushing. Louis Baba's got to be decent, right? Trailers tomorrow? Okay. Let's chill. F. Can I just say, I think it's great that we are able to talk about like heated stuff. Because I know there are communities that exist in which there would be a lot of vitriol. And I appreciate that you guys are a relatively level-headed bunch. That's nice. That makes my job as the guy behind the monitor much easier. So thank you. Because sometimes I do like talking about stuff like that, but, you know, I think the political climate in the United States, at least in the last 12 years, has been has made that be a little questionable sometimes. No more Alir? Why? Alir is friend. Fallen Alir is definitely going to happen, though. Like, that's... I don't often say there are locks on banners, but that's... I mean... That is... If it's not a lock, it is certainly lock adjacent. How many Brave dual phase dragons do we need? Well, how many do we have? However many have plus 2. That's my answer. Oh dear. There we go. I need to make a cool pirate Bridget too. Fallen is their best look. I don't know, man. They do some more like ancient stuff, like origin themed banners. Because I would technically agree, but I think that's mainly because like the Fallen banner is like a new heroes banner, but with a special heroes theme. I ultimately just want what are basically different themed banners. And if it comes in the form of a Origins or Fallen or what have you. I'll take that. I'm not picky. Fallen Grail. It was on my list yesterday. Oh, I didn't put that out. Oh, shoot. I should put that out tonight. I gotta put that out tonight. I just realized. I clipped it from the main stream, but I didn't really do anything about it. All right, we're living. Ford. Oh, God. Cooked. Oh, I'm actually cooked, though. Oh, no. Okay, what if I go there? And then I do that. Do I live? Nice. F. Okay, I might be in trouble. Never mind, we're good. We clutching. Yeesh. I got 28 minutes left. Oh, good lord. Oh my god. Okay, let's try and hit some easy ones. Maybe that will help the process go faster. Gotcha. Dude, Lynn is so ridiculous. Watch Dragons get a 4th rearmor. Why wouldn't they? I just got more Nells. Of course there's going to be a new one now. That's how that works. I catch up and, you know, I'll tilt. Oblivion, why are you so anti-dragon? What's going on, man? You got base kit Marnies, hating on dragons. What's going on, bro? Oh, jeez. This Hector's gonna mess me up. I'll wait. Okay, I'm on the losing end of this. I recognize that now. I recognize I'm on the losing end of this now. Nice! Never mind. We're clutch. When you get breath for slow dragons? Actually, kind of true. Keep the buck. We kind of do. I'm pro beast. Oh, okay, that's fair. There has been a lot of like, what's the right word? Negligence. There's been a lot of negligence as far as beast skills go, especially for like rearmed options. And technically attuned if you want to go there too. Fallen Fafnir is technically a beast armor, yeah. Yeah, he counts. Definitely. Only beast one was 50 years ago. It does feel that way. Unironically, it does feel that way. Yeah. I mean, I know. I used my last one on Vika last night. I'm hoping it pans out for me. Bro, come on, dude. Why is this Erica so needy, bro? Don't heal her. Oh, my God. Oh, never mind. We're good. Never mind. Clutch. A duo beast. You know what? Mark this down as a valid prediction for me. I think we're gonna see, instead of an elemental tribe banner this year in the fall the way we normally would, I think instead we're gonna start seeing beast tribe banners, and they're gonna be all beasts. And that's where you're gonna have your first duo or harmonized beast option. I'll eventually make a video for it, but ultimately that is what I believe. Athos. Oh, that's the enemy one. That makes sense. All right, there we go. I feel like they're kind of out of tribes to do anyway. Got him. Duo Frey. Dude, I hope it's not another Freya alt. Respectfully, I hope it's not another Freya alt. There are other beasts that need some spotlighting, man. I know they love to like overuse the Freya, but like, dude. I could see them doing like a Freya Hathran though. And it's just it's boobs. That's the entire duo theme. Which for the record I would not like. I have no issue with fan service, but sometimes it's just a lot, you know. Oh, I'm gonna die. Can I go up here? Yes. Oh, it worked. Oh, sweet. Yes. Okay. I was going orderly. Now I've resorted to hopping around. Here we go. I wish a Lucia alt would be better for longer than like 4 months. You know what I mean? It's a bummer that that doesn't exist. Oh, chat, we're 20 minutes deep. Oh, true. Leanne was a backpack, wasn't she? I always forget she was on the Hitari Azura one. That's sad. I mean, it's a little funny, but it's mostly sad. Are there any just easy dubs? Oh, that's an easy one. Easy dub there. Duo Asker. Isn't he a tome, though? I thought he was a tome. Oh my god. So overpowered. Love that. Ba-da-da. She was the best dancer for a while. That's true. Okay, yeah, they were a tome. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure if I was remembering right or not, though. Can we just get it? We can just get it. Nice. Oh, I'm trying to like stretch out my hip flexors while I do this. I know y'all are looking at this like I'm just sitting here grinding out heroic ordeals. I'm genuinely in pain. And I will not be going to the doctor later. Okay. So we're all clear on that. Spring Plumeria. Yeah, I guess Spring Plumeria is like the best possible dancer now, right? Yeah, it's probably fine. I want to say Desert Tethys gave her a run for her money. Or gave that title a run for its money. But, I mean, it was incredibly short-lived. If true. Even if true, to be honest. Oh my god. Yeah, are there any... Oh, Duolier. That one's glaringly obvious. Bring the topic back around? Wait, what topic? I want to know who's on the bride banner. I've been relatively safe for several years now on the bride banner. I feel like this year I'm not safe. I have concerns. I do have a lot of unredeemed flowers, it's true. Yeah, there's a lot in here. But we're so close. Surely Nell is fine, right? She's a rearmed. Gotta have a good base kit, right? That's the whole point. That's so sad. That is the saddest looking Rhea I've ever seen. Put her out of her misery. It's the kind thing to do. Bride Titania? I don't know if I want a Bride Titania. Who would I want as a bride alt? I'm kind of, as far as the Fallen alt goes, I'm kind of on team Weirs / Grail. I think that's where I've hit for those two. Bride alt, though? I don't know. Bride banner can be kind of cringe sometimes. Yggdrasil? Oh, then 100% they're going to put Ishtar in there, right? Don't they milk Ishtar for all she's worth? We already got an Ira ult this year. Surely won't do an Ira. Already got a Bridget. Bridget and Ira are really my go-to ladies from that game, so I think I'm fine on that front. Obviously, Deirdre and Sigurd. Right? Gotta be on that banner. Have we had Valentia this year yet? Just the random spring May, right? These might not be bad to get through. This might be doable. Let's see if we can get through all of Engage. This is a terrible mistake. I have near save? Yeah, I have near save. Whoa. Chill, bro. Chill, bro. There we go. Damn it. Now we got it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tuned Alm. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're so right, actually. Probably even longer than 4 years. Maybe even like closer to 5, 6. 7. Have we had? Yeah, we've had Fate's Brides, right? Because that's how we got Obro. Yeah, low key, it might actually just be Yggdrasil. Oh, I forgot. Harkin. I forgot he warp. He do his warp thing. Classic Harkin. Genuinely not trying to trigger Oblivion with this, but may not be up to me. Boop. Dude, Lookout Force is so fun. Swoop. Oh, do we wait? We wait. Yeah. Fate's Kids. We had Engaged Drip last year, right? That's where we got the Nell. Speaking of. She was a 4-star. Maybe it is just Engage. Oh, God. Clutch. Marnie. I know, I'm sorry. I got through it as quick as I could. Oh, I haven't built him up yet. I haven't built up Grease or Marnie yet. Grease, I feel like I could build. Marnie, I'm very spiteful about. Because I hate dealing with Arena Marnies. Makes me question my sanity, my life, my choices. Clutch. Oh, man. Chat, how am I doing? I wish I knew how many we actually got through. Although I guess we could tabulate that, right? Because I've only done 40s outside of the few 600s that I had. Live. Nice. All 4 hounds is a goof. I genuinely like the hounds. Except for Marnie. Marnie's a pain in the ass. Respectfully. Pain in the ass. Okay. It is a little frustrating that both Celestia and Grease probably want Arcane Truthfire, which is expensive. But it is what it is. All right, see you, Oblivion. Have a good one. Oh, yeah, dinner. I should text Jenna. It occurred to me that, you know, dinner. So dinner? We'll see what she says. Oh, that's true. He has a preferred, doesn't he? Never mind. He does. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I forgot they actually did the hounds justice. Oop. That was 2. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Well, that makes it easier then. Because I probably have a lot of what he wants on Rearmed Sonya already. I think Grease is also an infantry. I should know. I literally just looked at them. You ever see something enough times and you instinctively know what it is you're looking at, but then it's not how you remember it? And then you feel like you've gaslit yourself even though you didn't mean to. That's me on a daily basis for the most part. In the back of my head, I'm just thinking about how I haven't been at work for a week. And when I log on tomorrow, I'm going to have like 50 bajillion emails I have to answer. What does this ride look like? Loser. Freaking loser. Hermit Tome. Duh. Oh, no. Oh, speaking of Loser Boy. If y'all were waiting for an update of sorts, I'm looking at the outfit materials next week. So look forward to that. I think probably by the end of May we'll be good. I don't know what we're looking at with availability and tariffs and all that, but I think it should be fine. I bought a box of Japanese Pokemon cards off of Amazon and it was like pretty chill, so I'm assuming it's fine, maybe. Damn it. God, why isn't Lindsay so goated? Okay. Do not kill my Seadoll. Citrine, what did I specifically ask you not to do? Bad. Okay. Surely that's fine, right? Yes. I really want to give Sendalincia Ice Lock. When are we getting Ice Lock? That's the question. I guess it would be on the whatchahoozits. I guess it would be on the double special, right? Right, probably over here somewhere. Because I think it's on Hortensia, right? That could be a while, actually. That could still be a while. Or it could be very soon. I don't know. They may take picks like this and just bump them since they were in the anniversary. You know what I mean? I don't know if they would do that per se, but... I guess they could, in theory, do that. I don't know, man. Double special's been so whack lately. I don't even know what the hell happened on the last one. Last two, maybe. I'm just hoping that does something for me. Nice. Go the Dana. Oh, that one's going to be rough, I bet. I think he's a 4-star healer. Okay, there's one. Done. Dude, you know it'd be fire? Now that Oblivion's not here, I can say it and will it into existence. Imagine we get Bride Petra. Bro would lose his mind. But if that does happen, don't tell him that I said it would happen. Okay, I don't want that smoke. Respectfully, I don't want that smoke. It would be funny. I think of all the CCs to get like targeted by Faye, I think it's the funniest when it happens to Oblivion. Don't tell him I said that. But it is kind of funny. I think it's because of the frequency. Let's go here. Marin's probably fine, right? Oh my god, we have 4 minutes, chat. We have 4 minutes and then I'm free. I'm free. Everyday May going really well, by the way. Crushing it right now. Oh god, okay. That was quite a lot of distance we made up there. Alright, we got our 2. Done. Okay. Oh yeah, Tamara, she's attuned. Forgot about that. This should be an easy dub. Oh, okay, maybe not. Alright, she's enemy phase. Unless you're base Sigurd, that doesn't really matter. Alright. Dude, we're crushing. I don't think I'm gonna get through all of Engage, but we'll give it a shot here. Oh, Sakura comes back in June. Yeah, I have to get Sakura though. The odds of me getting a Sakura are 1 in 3 every time, unless a Spark. Do you guys want to try and guess how many flowers we ended up with? I can tell you the initial numbers. Elroy had the foresight to tell me to take a picture of the numbers pre-hand. Honestly, I've been low-key pretty zoned out for the most part. I've just been doing this and talking to you guys at the same time and not really thinking about it. That's true. I could spark Sakura. Don't hurt me. I'm genuinely terrified that she's going to share with Emblem Micaiah. That's my fear. If I was going to have any fear of Fae happenings in the next like 6 months, it is undoubtedly just Emblem Micaiah. That to me is, I think, the scariest potential emblem that's up and coming. And the worst part is, I know they don't typically like look at English VAs when grouping work together. But like Rune is the voice for Micaiah. So it's like, if you look at it on the EN side, it could be any time. In fact, it's probably already happened. They're just waiting. You know what I mean? Terrifying. Swoop. That's probably helpful, right? Tight. That's fine. They forgot Micaiah can even wield staves. Oh, she's going to be a staff, 100%. 100%. Yeah, Rosado's pretty good. This shouldn't be too hard. Come to me. Oh, there's a bow down there. Shoot. Okay, we'll wait. Did you guys get anything cool at EmblemCon this year? Did any of you guys even mess with EmblemCon this year? I guess that should be the... Oh, God. Why? Stop. Ah. Am I just never able to mute that? Like, ever? God, that's so annoying. I hate that thing. And it's so loud, is the thing. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me try something real quick. Can I do this? That's today. Can I go to 46? In Eastern. Can I go to 47? All right, chat, we're going to try this. I have muted. I've muted what I think is the app noise. We're going to see if it pops off. I've muted something in my mixer called OBS browser page. Let me know if you hear this. In fact, I'm going to mute the music too, just so I can see if the soundbar pops off. All right, it's coming. It could be loud, just FYI. Oh my God, I found the timer. Chad, I found the timer app. Oh my God. No more annoying thing. Oh my God, yes, dude. Oh, you guys have no idea how happy I am about that. That is the most annoying beeper noise. Oh my God. Dude, yes. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, that's exciting. Cool. Freedom. I feel so alive. I feel so alive all of a sudden. Oh, we got kind of close with all the engage options. Pandreo, I feel like we're not gonna get. But we got pretty close with all the engage options. Engage are relatively new though, so I feel like that's a little easier. Guess I can turn the sound effects back on. Kind of forgot I didn't do that. Please don't die. Damn it.
Careful, of course. Careful.
We're fine.
Ready to walk?
Clutch.
Lead away. So happy. Careful, careful.
Oop.
Ready to walk?
Tight. I mean, it's only 10 more. We got pretty close. Got so many. What else I need to do is go through and find the ones that I'm missing from my reserves and pull those out too. Because that's all these guys. So we have 12 of those. So there's 60 in reserves I need to do. And then there's... 53. What's 53 times 5? 325 total. 265 up top, and then 60 that are in barracks. Or not barracks. Reserves. 325 total. That's not bad. I was well into like 600, I think. If not 500 for sure. Let me see what our inventory says. How many... Oh, well, I guess you guys saw it already. I was going to ask you guys to guess. There's no point in that anymore. Okay. Okay. What's up, Coaster? Okay, we have 325 to go. We know that, right? We started off with 827. No, 8,827 infantry flowers. We got 11,027, which means we gained 2,200. That's not bad. We started with 10,013 of the greens, and we now have 10,973, which means we gained 960 of those. These are the armor ones. Which, yeah, we really didn't do many of the armor ones. We started with 8,682 of the cavalry ones. We now have 10,202. We got 1,520. And then we had 3675 currently of the flyer. We started with 2995. We gained 680. Okay. So let me do this. It's not going to be a perfect number per se, but let me add them all up. Two and 2,905. Okay, so we started with a grand total of 30,517 flowers. We are finishing with... I'll have to do it on my phone one. 1127, 10,973, 10,202, 3675. We're ending with 35,000. Okay. 35,000. 877. Love that. You just retabulate because I hit the square root button, which inevitably royally messes things up. 10, 13, 8, 6, 2, 2,995. So we gained 5,386 flowers. For the most part, each one was worth 40. Which means we did 134. That's pretty good. Not 100%, but like definitely 130. Okay. Oh, and we only have about 300 left, which means we took out about a quarter of the total that we had to do, which isn't bad. And we got some orbs. We're then even 80, which is great for us. So I've been told. Oh, I gotta do Loki tonight too. Oh, wait, do I? Do I actually need to? Or can I just coast? Oh, you get an orb for playing each day, don't you? Oh, wait, no, you don't. It's just the point bonus? Wait, so I'm just done with Pawns of Loki? Dead ass? Unless I want to try and get a higher score, obviously. Bro? That's crazy. 9 more hours? Oh, God. I did say it would take about 12. And I yapped a lot. So... that was also only when it was like 300 I had to do total. Oh, right. It's Pawns of Loki light now. Wait. Is it light? Did they not differentiate? If they don't differentiate, that's rough. Yeah, Fallen should be tomorrow, I think. That's what the general consensus amongst y'all has been. Oh, man. All right. Well... Okay. Oh, it's only 20K. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That's why I'm done in one day. Because the point total is literally half. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, that's dumb. Stupid. All right, chat. One last time. YOLO. For my potential elm. I quit. Faye. I don't have the juice anymore, chat. I quit. I give up. I officially concede. I ain't got like that anymore. Chat, I think that I'm gonna go try and track down dinner because it's 9 p.m. for me. And it's a Sunday, which means nothing open, and that's fun. We did put in almost 4 hours today, though. 3 hour 50 minute. I would do dailies, but I think Jen is probably expecting me to wrap up so that we can eat. Because I texted her dinner at 8:30. So we're gonna do that. I don't think the Fallen Banner's tonight. If there is a Fallen Banner tonight, you can expect a video as per usual. But beyond that, I might try and get the prediction one out. Oh, dude, it's May the 4th. Yo, Star Wars heads. Let's go. I forgot it was May 4th. Oh, shoot. Yo, happy May the 4th day. Shouts out. Good call, don't hurt me. Hell yeah. Any hopes? I'll have a video go out tonight, but I'm hard locking in Weirs. Weirs? Is that how you say his name? I stand by the fact that they highlighted him for Your Time to Shine, the new event thing, and like that just seems it's too on the nose, bro. It's way too on the nose. Oh, Cinco de Mayo's tomorrow. Unironically, I had taco bowls planned tomorrow, which is tight. Taco bowls are on every Monday though, so it's just kind of serendipity that's happening that way. The fandom scared me away. I can understand how the Star Wars fandom could be kind of like intense, especially if you're a casual, because I know there's some diehards out there, and there's just a lot to it on top of that. So it feels like a lot to dive into. Like I'm a casual Star Wars appreciator from afar. I don't know if I have it in me to learn everything that is the Star Wars lore. I just feel like there's so much. But it's kind of like Marvel now, where there's like mini episodes and on Disney Plus, and I feel like I'd be in over my head. But I still appreciate it. As long as we get Fallen the Lear art. I mean, it's probably going to happen. That one's probably a lock too, honestly. Because last year was literally rearmed Lumera, right? We have former precedents set. We had Lumera. That means we can have a Lear. Kathleen Kennedy has been fired 1,000 times at this point. Wait, who's Kathleen Kennedy? Hold on. I have to Google real quick. Kathleen Kennedy. Who's Kathleen Kennedy? Oh, she's the Lucasfilm's president? Oh, 1 week ago. Kathleen Kennedy will be stepping down as Lucasfilm's president. Oh, she was. Wait. But wait, okay. I'm confused about this article. The body of the article says she is stepping down. The title says she is not stepping down. Is she stepping down or not? I think I'm starting to understand at the moment why this is a bit of a roller coaster. Maybe the article got updated, but the title didn't. If it's been as ping-pongy as it seems. Oh, there's a clash between the original Star Wars and Disney Star Wars fans? Is it similar to the new Fire Emblem fans versus the old Fire Emblem fans? Like the people that think Yggdrasil is like peak game designs versus Three Houses fans who are like, yay, support systems. Although I feel like for Fire Emblem, it's mostly gatekeepy. And we shouldn't be gatekeepy. Especially if each game is going to have like a unique mechanic. If it's a complete pivot in the franchise as a whole, I can understand the rift that would cause. The Han Solo one, no one remembers. Oh. I remember hearing about that one. I don't remember watching it, though. Three Houses has its own fandom discourse. I want to ask for an elaboration on that, but also I don't think I want to ask for an elaboration on that. I feel like that's going to make me sad if I learn too much about it. Sharknado? Is it about that time of year? Wait, isn't Shark Week in July? July. It's coming. Sharknado franchise is wild, though. All right, chat. I'm outie. It's been real. I appreciate you. I'll be live tomorrow with something. I'm not sure if actually let me check real quick. No, I keep baiting you guys. I'm gonna end the stream. Every single time. Ooh. Bandit Keith versus Joey. Classic upset. Let me check the posts. Okay, so I think for Everyday May in particular, we're gonna pilot a new concept for Mondays. So I'll be live Monday, and we're actually gonna start a new like semi-schedule. From here on out for the month, just to see. But obviously, when we live every day and have a booked record of that, then I can't just be members only, right? So every stream, and this goes for the Twitch exclusives on Tuesdays that I normally would do. Every stream this month, this day, every day this month that the stream happens will be simulcast. Twitch and YouTube. So we will be live for everybody tomorrow. So look forward to that. But I'm gonna hop out. Have a good one. Appreciate it. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, chat. See you later. Bye-bye. Have a good start to your week.